Just wanted to let everybody know here. This is a different kind of cast today. It's still kind of the same. It's BCS on, but just so you know, if you're feeling uncomfortable, that might be a good thing. Oh man. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of the High Rollers. Now, this is almost another main episode because of the topics we're going to be talking about, at least at the beginning. But, hopefully everyone has been doing well. At least if you haven't been on Twitter side, but hopefully everyone has been doing well. I got Black Hole Society on the cast. I am in pain. Holy shit. I just need myself really bad, but y'all, we have Pay Bugs here.
Hey, how doing tonight?
Yeah, Brian, and we have Lorraine Ashton Randolph. So yeah,
hello.
But yeah,
not the government.
but no, we got Coaster. Yeah, Coaster_shorts.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make sure I get that. Lauren, what is yours?
Oh my God. It's Gerst Lauren.
On Instagram?
Yes.
So you changed it to that too.
I've changed everything.
Well,
YouTube, Instagram.
Well then, Gerst Lauren to follow Lauren on all the socials there. And then Pay Loves Coasters with a U and a V. If you want to follow.
What's up, y'all?
But y'all, we're excited about coaster season for real, and I think a lot of people are. I mean, with opening days, we have the unfortunate situation of Six Flags Over Georgia, right? That opening day. And now y'all weren't there, but y'all, that's your home park. And obviously, anytime anything like this happens, it's unfortunate. Anytime, to be honest. But unfortunately, there has been controversy coming out of it days after. Due to, discussion, people saying some things with their platforms. And we ain't gonna beat around the bush here, homies. It's not making me happy in the slightest. As we get into it, let's really talk about how we feel about this. So, timeline of events. He went to Six Flags Over Georgia with Coaster and Bruce, who was just on this cast last episode. I'm so happy they were okay, because Matt and Gabby actually experienced what had happened. They were there at the time of everything. They were literally going to their car, and they couldn't get to their car because the event happened right in front of it. So, yeah. It's like, that was actually, a little traumatizing thing. So, you have stuff happening on Twitter where people are saying a race, saying one race is... It needs to be
attributing to these experiences.
And you have people saying, theme our predictions. No, honestly, it's people, because the platform and what you're saying it on is allowing the people to think it's okay to then call me an N-word, to then say we are uneducated. Actually, that was said about on a bigger platform. You know who called us that? No, Theme Park Predictions said that as well.
Yeah, I mean, and this, I'll definitely, speak my piece on the situation. Opening day for any amusement park should not have gone the way that unfolded.
Yeah, let's actually get into why we feel comfortable about the support, because honestly, that was a bad video. But we're gonna at least say from our perspectives as to why. That is the whole point of this segment. If it really makes you feel that uncomfortable, I feel bad that you can't deal with that because this is other people's experiences. But you can go on ahead and move on to the next part. It'll probably be 20, 30 minutes. So, yeah. Go ahead and skip on this, but this is what we're going to be talking about now. So, if you don't want to deal with that, I mean, that's up to you. So, go ahead, Lauren.
And I mean, see, I'm not here to bash or anything, just to
Right.
pose
Like,
my
we're not
opinion.
here. Like I said, I'm a little more emotive because I literally have seen this in the gaming community. I
Yeah.
have seen this in now in this community. I'm seeing this in the motorsport community. Like, everything that I can't enjoy any hobby because all of a sudden
Mm.
I feel like, are people actually respecting me? And now, Lauren, you can continue. I'm sorry. Just
No,
Wow.
no,
like,
I get it. I absolutely like I feel your sentiments there, and
Mm-hmm.
I was first starting off by saying, that type of experience should never happen for anyone. I mean, parks for me are my safe haven. That is where I
right.
go to release all all things negative. You know what I mean? Like I leave my worries at home. My worries from work, life, relationships, anything. And I go there to release and just have fun. So no one should have to experience that level of fear, that level of confusion, that level of anger, that level of hurt, that level of concern. I mean, that involved a lot of different people. So I will say that I do feel like there needs to be things implemented so that that doesn't continue to occur. Whether that be chaperone policies, whether I mean whatever needs to be done, and they feel as though would be best for the park. Now, the one thing that I will speak on is that this is not just one incident that has just happened. This has happened in multiple places
Mm-hmm.
with multiple different demographics.
Absolutely.
So with with certain comments being said about, it being just this specific race, I felt like truthfully and honestly that didn't need to be said. It wasn't necessary. I think that it was uncalled for, because there have been similar incidents that have involved many other races. So with that being said, it didn't need to be, pointed out. um and I think the animosity behind it is just the fact that I don't believe that what he said was meant to be in a derogatory way, but it just came out with what's the
And
best way
brought
to
out
put it?
the people.
Yeah. It was
It
definitely.
it came out very tone deaf. And
Yes.
whenever that happens, you offend a certain amount of people, and that could be anybody. It doesn't necessarily need to be the African American community, or people who are black, or people of color. But I think the reason why there's so much controversy behind it is because there was just little to no accountability for not what was said, but how it was said.
Yeah.
So I think that's the reason why people are so upset behind the fact of the matter. Like it was kind of like, oh well, this is why I'm saying what I'm saying, and this is that, and that is that, instead of saying, hey, what I said, I truly offended people, and I'm sorry for that. And I think that that would have gone a little bit a longer way than what's being said now. I also think that personal opinions in the coastal community should not mix. Anything political, anything religious, anything to that effect, it really should not mix at all. We're here to have fun. We're here to enjoy our passion, enjoy
Mm,
coasters,
We're here
and
to
that should be
forget
what it
about that.
is.
Like,
that's
We
right.
are.
Right.
literally,
We are.
I, like, for the past 2 years, I thought, shit, we're all here to, oh, like, it's a way to, like, they don't post any of that in the park. I don't even think about that in the park. If
Mhm.
anything, we're arguing about our top tens in the park. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Who's better
it's,
between B&M and Intamin?
Absolutely. To be
It's
in.
Intamin.
and,
Just to let
and
you
I
know, but
get, like, that's what everyone's trying to get back to. Heck, that's what theme park traditions trying to
Right.
get back to, right? And we're gonna come out here and say, literally, what Brian's probably gonna get to. It's really just ignorance and not necessarily. We don't think he's actually a racist. I don't think if he
right.
sees me, he's gonna want to like do
Exactly.
anything actually derogatory or to disrespect me in any way. It's just
Hmm.
how the situation was handled was not it. Like,
Absolutely.
It
Absolutely.
wasn't, and I agree. And I mean, to to speak on what you were saying about people feeling uncomfortable, the topic of race is always going to be uncomfortable. That's just what it is. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, that's great. it, it's making a lot of people feel uncomfortable, and I feel that there's a lot of people who don't realize, just because it does not happen to them, or they don't see it, or they don't experience it themselves, they feel as though it's not a factor, it doesn't occur. But that's not true. We walk through this every day in life. And I'm not saying that it's at the forefront of our minds when we walk out the door, like, oh my goodness, I'm going to experience racism today. No, that's not the case. But it is on the back burner for a lot of people.
Yeah.
With
And
everyday life, wherever
you,
I go, whatever I do, whomever I'm with, it's always in the back of my mind because I'm not entirely sure how people view me. So yes, I think that certain things like this, even though people are always like, oh, they play the race card, they always pull this, they always pull that, maybe try educating yourselves on why we feel this way, because there's no way that there's a ton of black people that are just saying the same exact thing every single time something pops up. There's so much more underneath the surface that you may not see, or you may not know, or you may not understand. And if you take the time to realize that, and to kind of delve a little bit more into it, it may make a little bit more sense to you. And we're trying to help you see that. We're trying to help you understand that. So that way it doesn't continue to happen. So if you care, if you appreciate the black community, maybe take some time to learn. Maybe take some time to understand. That's all that I ask. That's my main concern. But um like like Wes said, I mean, I don't believe that he is racist. I don't know him personally. I've never met the guy. I don't know anything about him. But I do feel like you have to be careful with what you say, because it can come off as uncouth. It can come off as disrespectful. And I feel like, unfortunately, that is the energy that he put out. And whenever you do that, you open up the door for discourse to happen. You open up a lot for people who do feel that way to express their disrespectful opinions. And I think that's what's been unfolding as we see over the past couple of days. So it's unfortunate that it happened. I hope that it doesn't continue to happen. And I hope that these parks continue to be safe. Because let me tell you, if that happens when I'm in a park, I'm poofing. I'm poofing out of nowhere into my car. I'm driving away, okay? I don't have the time. I don't.
LGBT out. Absolutely. 100%.
Y'all ever seen that meme where the guy, just chucks the deuce and he just disappears in thin air? That's
You
me.
know?
That's me.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah.
And the last thing that I will say is that I hope that people take from this and learn from it, and just continue to do better in life. Like, not saying that anybody's doing bad, but just continue to be better. Like, just learning and making the best decisions moving forward.
Absolutely.
So,
Oh my.
say about that.
Yeah.
but yeah, basically, like, Lauren, you hit the nail in the coffin. Like, we have to try so much harder. I literally, when I'm out with my nieces and nephews, I'm telling them literally, like they don't understand, but essentially, like, we don't know how people are looking at us, right? Like, we don't know if we do something that someone else will do, that they're going to look at us as if we're uneducated, or if we're even, or we're going to think of us in a derogatory way. It's ridiculous.
I feel like you're already being looked at as a liability, or
Absolutely.
less than
100.
as an African American, or a person of color. Period. Like, this is not just a black person's plight.
So to say, let's put one thing behind
to
it.
Many more than just us. So I mean, LGBTQ community and anybody. So honestly, when it comes down to it, I think that we all we all just kind of have that mindset that I wouldn't even call it an insecurity, but just a concern, and sometimes a fear for a lot of people. And I just want people to be aware of that, to know, like I said, we're not thinking, oh my gosh, racism is at my door as soon as I walk outside.
Right.
No, that's not the case. Like,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like I said, it is always in the back of my mind because I just don't know.
Yeah.
Especially
And
from my
that's a reality
experiences.
for a lot of people. We don't know. We don't know who we're standing next to. We don't know if the person truly cares. We don't know if that person actually, really appreciates us for who we are, or if they don't.
I mean, shit, from my experiences, literally for my high school career alone.
Mm.
Like, that whole county, that whole city, it's like, it really made you wonder. At least for me, I was like, damn. But then, like, I mean, there are ways, like, yeah, we could agree, disagree, but that is putting a very big, like, marker on something that really was just a targeted, like, literally, like, can we talk about all the Disney brawls that happen? That isn't necessarily African Americans.
Yeah, it's been
Like-
a couple I've seen.
Right, so, like, that's why it's, like, it almost seemed like you're directly looking at a race when you could look at anything that way. Like, we get the problem. How are we going to fix it outside of this? Because, granted, this has nothing to do with the parks. This is an American political problem. Like, this is a cultural problem that we have. So,
I mean, there's a lot of things that we could touch on as far as a demographic, but I'm not going to because I don't think that solves the problem.
exactly. That's why. That's the whole point. Like, saying one race about one thing or one certain, that's not solving anything. Like, because then we can go into the whole bag of worms of how we even got to that point.
Exactly. So let's look at the real problems. Let's look at, why do we feel as though this happened? A lot of people say, oh, the parents are not involved in their children's lives. You got a bunch of teenagers running amok and doing all of these things. Okay, well, let's delve deeper into it. Where this happened in Atlanta, where you have the biggest demographic of, African American people. There's a ton of people that live there. You also have a big demographic to where a ton of these people, and I mean, you could look at statistics and everything, but a ton of these people have more than just one job. They have 2 or 3 jobs trying to make ends meet. Now, to me, that looks like if I have 2 or 3 jobs, I may not have that much time to go home and spend time with my children because I'm too busy making sure that I put a roof over their heads, I put clothes in their bags, I put food in their mouths. I'm making sure that all of these things are taken care of so that they're provided for. That's not an excuse, of course. I still need to be able to raise my children. And I mean, that's just a given, no matter what life's cards deals you. But at the end of the day, I think that it's more than just saying, oh, parents need to be more involved in their children's lives. Because there are a lot of different factors. And taking a look at all of those different factors, realizing them, and then starting to pick out and delve what can be fixed, what can be implemented, what can be different for the next go round so that this doesn't continue to happen. Because just pointing out, oh, it's them, that's not helping. That's not helping.
Absolutely.
How about we actually help? How about we get to the root of the problem? What can I do to help? Because this is my passion. This is what I love to do. I've been doing this since I was 5 years old. I want this to continue to be safe, because if stuff like this continues to happen, who's to say they're going to start putting curfews on not just children, but the parks in general? What if parks are now closing at 6 and 7 p.m.? They're only open for maybe 6 hours out of the day. We're talking about a mass change that I don't want to see at all.
Yeah.
So let's get to the root of the problem. And I'm going to just say that's not just about a race. And that's where I will end my conversation.
Well, I think you got
my.
it.
Yeah.
Well, that is my home park.
I should have went to philanthropy or something like that. I'm just kidding.
It's my home park, and I'm real sad to see that type of thing happen there. I was actually there the day prior because I generally don't care about opening days. Usually a tough go of it. Most opening days, I tend to wait until the next day or the next week generally.
Mhm.
But I did go out Sunday, and it was pretty light out there considering what had happened. I guess the day prior, so maybe a lot of people were deterred from going. But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that people let their kids out, and they don't really instill in them that it's not right to be doing the stuff that's happening at the parks. And it's kids of all backgrounds that go to parks and feel like it's a time to show out and do things that they wouldn't ordinarily do because they feel like there's not
Correct.
people watching them.
Correct.
um it can happen anywhere. It can happen to any kind of people, and it's unfortunate that some people would take that opportunity, and I don't necessarily say opportunity, but um that incident few comments that didn't really jive with what took place. So I'm kind of at a loss for the comments, and I'm not really understanding why they were made and what they had to do with anything.
Because it's not
Yeah.
helping the
Uh,
problem. Like,
It's really
they're
not.
just fueling a fire of more divide.
Correct.
Mhm.
And even for me, I kind of feel like it makes it almost awkward a little bit, because being in the community, like you're friends with multiple different, as far as cultural differences, you're friends with a lot of people, so it makes it a little bit awkward, at this moment. I could see how that is. But to tackle the big issue here is, I feel like, I did get to see the video on Instagram, and it really did make things better, from
Mm-hmm.
what was initially said. And I think that was my thing. And a lot of the comments were even saying, like, you're kind of digging a bigger hole for yourself, because really I feel like you should have led with an apology, not an apology to us as African Americans or anything, but just to all of the people that you offended, because it wasn't just us that were offended. You could have you were able to even see that in the comments. But it's just that you should have led with an apology. And I know one of the big things that he was saying is that, well, he wanted to make an impact in the community and make sure that, I guess people had a handle on their kids. But I also feel like that's fine, but you should have really just put it that way initially, not just pinpointing a certain culture. Because I mean, of course, it was understood without him even saying it, who he was directing the turmoil towards, you know what I'm saying? But I just kind of feel like you should have just directed that to teenagers as a whole, or parents as a whole. Make sure that you have control of your kids and that sort of thing, and not put it out there quite like that. Because that's, with him having a platform, and granted, he does whatever numbers and stuff that he does, but you still have to set the right precedent. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you can't just, you know what I'm saying? You can't just hop on there and saying what you want to say. If like Lauren was saying, if you're really trying to be a help, that's not the way to help the situation. It's not just saying, oh, well, we know who it was, because that's how it sounds. It's like, well, we know who it was. It wasn't us. It was y'all. You know what I'm saying? It was that sort of thing. Um, but yeah, so just basically, I don't know. I think if his wording, if the verbiage had been different, I feel like he could have delivered the message the way that it was intended to be delivered. I don't think that he's a racist necessarily, but I just feel like the wording was just completely it was just completely way off. It was way the
Mhm.
hell off, if I can just be direct.
It took
So
some people by surprise.
yeah, I mean, even me, because to be honest, I used to follow him, but I just kind of feel like your delivery was completely, totally left field. And
Yeah.
then, like I said, the fact that you came on to do this video on IG instead of it being an apology video, just saying, I apologize for whoever I offended, but my intentions was this. You just came on the damn video just playing victim. And it was just like, it's just, well, I had a black friend, or I had this and we got jumped by a group of white. Nobody cares about that. Like, that was decades ago. You know what I'm saying? At this point, it's irrelevant. But if you want to be a help to the community, then just get on the platform, just say, hey, as a parent, I have genuine concern. People, you already have people's attention at that point. I have genuine concern. I just want to make sure that everybody is safe at these parks and that sort of thing. Let's just make sure that we monitor our kids, or maybe try to do something to engage a chaperoning program, or that sort of thing. But it just came out completely.
Can I speak
wrong.
on something that you just said?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, as Brian's friend, when he says nobody cares, I don't think he means in a way of like, I don't give a fuck about that situation.
Absolutely not.
It's horrible for anybody to go through any type of situation like that. Like,
correct.
No one wants to go through any type of physical altercations with anybody else. And if you do, something is wrong. But I think that where the confusion comes from is that it just didn't have any relevant, like it didn't relate to the situation at hand at all. So that's what we mean. That's what Brian is meaning when he says,
correct.
Not really sure where this came from. It was kind of almost like a justification, if you will, like a justification situation or storyline. But I don't say that to take away from what happened, because like I said, like that can be very detrimental. But yeah, that's the only thing that I just wanted to say in that regard.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, I feel like in addressing the situation, he failed to address a lot of the most important things. He may feel that, one culture is right. One culture he may feel that one culture is responsible for a lot of the crime, but as it was mentioned earlier, like, we look at the Disney World brawls and everything else. I mean, it's crimes of black, white, red, blue, pink
crime
culture. You know what I'm saying? Right. It doesn't. And I mean, granted,
it happens everywhere, all the time, anywhere. So with that being said, it's just like,
Lauren, I thought it was just you out there doing it.
Yeah, you know what? I take the rest and give everybody else a chance.
You sure?
Yeah.
You know what?
I heard you was in that. I heard you was in Set It Off.
Did you say that because I'm
black?
No.
No. But yeah, but
I heard you was in Set It Off, the new version that's coming out.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, I mean, I feel like if he was gonna come back and address what was said, I still feel like you should have led with an apology. Not saying that you should have apologized to us as a culture, but I just feel like you should apologize to those that were overall offended, because it wasn't right. It wasn't just a certain culture that was offended, as we saw in the comments. Like, you just really made things awkward for.
Okay, the one thing I'm not okay with is like the whole like cancel culture thing. I feel like if you don't want to support him anymore, then don't support him. But trying to get people off a platform, I feel like the only way that I would be kind of okay in that regard is like if you did something detrimental. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
you are going to jail for it, like some type, like R. Kelly type stuff. Like, you know what I mean? So to me, I would just rather just be like, okay, that's just not a person that I support.
Right.
Blah 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 blah. Move on. I think that a lot of people try to really harm people's lives, and I'm not saying that anybody is wrong in any situation. I'm just saying there's better ways to go about situations. And when it comes to fighting in the park and different things like that, children, take that somewhere else. Honestly, you shouldn't even have to take it anywhere else. It shouldn't be anything that you are delving into at all. this stuff is not gonna matter 3-4 years down the line.
3-4 days
Especially
later.
if you go
Let's
to
be for
jail.
real.
3 or 4
Correct.
absolutely.
3 or 4 days
Absolutely.
later.
Because now it's getting to the point. Don't let temporary anger allow you to make a lifelong decision for yourself that you cannot fix. Fighting is not the answer. Losing your life is not the answer. People are crazy nowadays. Some people don't want to fight. Some people will literally take your life and not think twice about it.
Mm-hmm. Ego is everything.
It is okay.
These days.
It is. Ego is everything. It is okay to walk away. You're not being punked. Nobody is taking anything from you if you are walking away from the situation. I would rather for you walk away and people talk about you and you still living the next day than you not walk away. You lose your life and I have to bury you as a friend, as a mother, as a sister, as an auntie, whatever.
Correct.
It's way too much at stake. Your life should not be at stake.
Absolutely. But I will definitely say that his mentality of feeling like he was helping was completely wrong.
Yeah,
like I said, it was just the way that, like I said, going back to the elephant in the room with him directly, is just like, you know, I had respect for him until this point. And it's just like Lauren said, it's not like he performed a hate crime, but it's just that the things that you said. My thing is, if you're gonna address a delicate situation, then you need to address it delicately. Like you can't come up speaking on stuff out the side of your neck or out the side of your behind and feel like it's okay, or you feeling like you getting your point across. You have a fairly large platform, which I'm sure includes a multitude of different people. So why did you feel the need to get on your platform and say it that way? That's the thing. It could have been done differently. Like I said, I don't think he's a racist, but I just feel like, yeah, sir, the way that you addressed that was just completely off balance. That was just crazy. I mean, you know, it's sad that he's getting all the hate that he's getting, but at the same time, you make your bed, you gotta lay in it. That's the thing. But also, if you're gonna come back and address it, leave with the damn apology. Like seriously, it's not that difficult. Just say, hey.
People apologize these days.
They should, but that's the problem with the world now. Again, like I was saying, ego is everything. So instead of you apologizing and just saying, hey, you know, well, maybe I was wrong with how it came out, you decided to just play victim and start saying, well, I had black friends, or I had friends that were LGBT and this, that, and the third. But the stuff that you still said.
But see, I think that's a common thing for a lot of people to say when they're like, oh, well, this is the reason as to why I am not a racist. And it's like, you tell, like, to me saying, oh, I have white friends, or I went through this, and like, this is the reason why I'm not, like, that is, to me, that's no justification on whether or not you are or you aren't.
Right. And to be fair though, that's fine to say, but I still feel like the way that you led up, first of all, you addressed the whole your comeback video or your response video to everything. You handled it like you were doing one of your coaster videos. You know what I'm saying? You had a whole agenda later. Well, first I want to talk about this. Second, I want to talk about this.
Yeah, it almost like it had a hook to make you watch the video when it should have just been, hey, I'm addressing the situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Seriously, straight up. I'm addressing this, and I know, you know, I didn't mean for what I said to be perceived this way, but I do want to justify what I said, and you know, or even correct myself, or you know, let me correct this because I don't want you to get the you know what I'm saying?
Because I get the gist now, right? I get the gist that it's an ignorant take he has, but he's not racist, right? I get that, but the people I am seeing underneath, bro, like,
Just saying.
Just saying. Like, are you supporting that? Is that spreading love and positivity?
It's not.
And riding coasters? That's what we're worried about. Like
correct.
So,
correct. And like I said, a lot of these groups, you know, like even with BCS, yeah, we're Black Coastal Society, but at the same time, we don't stereotype. You know, we
anybody
we
can be
groups.
In this.
Right. Anybody can be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, absolutely, we wanted to set something aside for us as a culture. But at the same time, we embrace anybody.
It's to highlight that we exist in the community.
Like, absolutely. For instance, me and Pay...
Because of situations like this.
Correct. Me and Pay are always at Fun Spot Atlanta, riding Eric. When I tell you the multitude of people that we meet is uncanny. Like, no matter the culture, no matter the race, we embrace everybody. If we happen to have the shirt on, they ask questions and we talk to them. We're friendly. We have a good time the whole time that we're there. And I'm like, but the thing is, when you have somebody with such a large platform that comes on and says some things that are just so ignorant, and it breaks my heart. You're saying stuff that is so ignorant. It puts a barrier in, you know what I'm saying? In what you normally do. Or it makes people not want to come to you if they, you know, they may see us have this Black Coastal Society shirt on and they may not want to say anything. You know, and especially if there's other, you know, enthusiasts, right? So you just have to be careful how you handle stuff. And I mean, I hate that went down that way. And, you know, some people may think like, oh, well, he's just one person, but he has a platform. And, you know, 100%. But it's just like, you just never know. It's the impacts. You have to think about the impacts of the shit that you say. I mean, that's just straight up. You can't do that. You can't do that. And I just wish it had went down differently. And like I said, you know, I don't hate anybody. I don't hate him, but I just feel like you clearly don't have the education on cultural sensitivity. Seriously, like you really don't have,
because the stats aren't what matter right now. Like literally, like we get the stats. Like we hate that those are the stats, but like you said, you can look at those stats in any other crime somewhere else, and look at some other stats.
Absolutely, and you know
that's how we get to the origin of the problem.
It does. But again, like I said, he started, you know, speaking on this video, and he played victim. Oh, well, you know, growing up, I lived on this side of town. I had a black friend that lived on this side of town, and it was segregated. I'm like, you're younger than me. So you clearly haven't experienced segregation, sir. I'm sorry. What you experienced was not segregation. Absolutely, it may have been a prejudice situation.
Economics.
A prejudice is, yeah.
But absolutely, in any city, I do feel like, yeah, you may have certain cultures on certain sides of town, but don't sit there and say it was segregated. Well, you're not even 40 years old. Like, come on.
I'm like, was he drinking from a white fountain and a black fountain? Come on, bro.
Correct. And I'm just like, we have parents that have been through a ton of stuff. Like, right.
You can talk to my parents right now about
my parents.
Yeah,
my
like
parents too.
All like that was segregation.
Correct.
So to say that is
right. To say, oh, well, it was segregated.
I heard that buzz. Everybody moved to the back of the bus.
But then it's like to say, oh, well, it was segregated and we got jumped on by a group of Caucasian people because I was friends with this African American. Like, I mean, granted that may have happened, but I kind of still feel like that's still not complete segregation. You know, I just feel it could have been like a north side versus south side of town type thing. Or
Shit, it could have been a gang, like.
Absolutely.
You know, like it doesn't have to be. Yeah, I get what you're saying completely.
But in no form or fashion, like, please. I'm just saying.
It was just how it was treated. It just felt very shallow, like a kiddie pool level of shallow.
To me, it sounds like
and people were eating it up.
No.
But the thing is like we said, like if I see him at a park, I ain't gonna say. I'm gonna hopefully he does not feel so. I'm be like, I'm probably not gonna say anything. I'm just be like, hey, If you're on the same train, you know, it's whatever. It's, you know, there's no hate. Just how it was brought upon our race, we do not like.
Yeah.
That's the end. That's basically the TLDR, the long story summary of everything we've been talking about. If you are confused at all by any of this.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
well, the disappointment and the main disappointment comes in that, you know, like Lauren said, she's not into the cancel culture. Nor am I.
No, neither am I. Not
right.
Yeah.
But let's just say.
In fact, that's why we're making this, because we hope someone learns.
Me right now.
What'd you say, Pay?
I said, let's just say in the very near future, I probably won't have any coasters predicted for me right now.
Oh my God. I mean, I get, like I said, and it's so sad, but the thing is,
I know, because I really look forward to understanding what coasters are coming out. I look to him dearly.
Yeah.
but you know, it's sad. But the thing is, the way that Pay feels, even though we kind of laughing at him, right? But I feel like a lot of other people are gonna feel that way, right? Not just us, not just the African American or the Ebonics slinging culture, right? I feel like it's gonna be everybody.
Hey, I don't use Ebonics.
Yes, you do. No, I'm just kidding. But at the same time, but I'm just like, everybody's gonna look at you different. I'm sorry. You know, I get you may have your children fan base that may follow you and stuff like that, and it may not impact. And of course, you know, some people
or your right wing fan base.
I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, there you go.
So
and I'm impacted, and I feel like if you're old enough and you follow him, you are impacted by that. I feel like that video was a straight up, I'm also victimized. Feel bad for me, and follow my page. That literally is where the case. Don't unsubscribe. Don't unfollow me. I need your sympathy right now.
But yeah, I'm like, look, I said, he is just
the pie to the face.
What, Toontown and all, but for real, like I said, it was more ignorance, and that's all that I'm annoyed about. It's just the ignorance. If I see him, I doubt he's gonna think anything. I'm not gonna tell her any of that, right?
I took a picture with him.
So, but it spreads the people that do feel underneath that because of what I saw under those posts. I can't really repeat them, but insane and heinous, honestly. Like,
well, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Are those comments still there?
From what I saw, I'm pretty sure I can go see them.
At least
I screenshotted one of them.
They didn't get flagged.
No, I'm saying, are they still currently there?
I'm sure they are. Seriously, a lot of them are.
Yeah.
They really are. You can even see them. I would even say go to the video, the apology video, if you want to call it that, and look in the comments. They are eating him up alive, and it's not just a African American thing. It's everybody. People are embarrassed. For real, they are embarrassed by that shit.
I do have a follow-up question.
Go ahead.
I hope it's serious.
How is he going to continue to keep smiling and riding coasters?
Oh my God! See, I knew this is. You know what?
Let's
but
keep
yeah,
it about
but all I know is
what's going on with I-305 is what I want.
We moving on like that. We gotta finish getting West's perspective.
No, that was my perspective. Basically, I just wish it was done much cleaner. Like, I just wish, like we said, I'm not gonna support anything that was said at all. In fact, that literally puts a barrier in between a lot of people and what I think a lot of people will see. Because, goddamn, some of those comments are fucked up. Blatantly,
absolutely.
And even for their perspective, I'm gonna say even on that side, there were people saying some mean stuff too. That was like too much. Like, I literally just want us to ride coasters and not care. Like, I want us to literally be a melting pot of a community so that we can understand and learn from each other. Mm-hmm. So that's why in seeing this, it just like it's just making it worse when people think it's helping and it's not.
Correct.
So
we're already.
So only thing I will say is I support. He's not a racist. I suppose. But I don't support
That's fair.
anything that came about it.
Saying. Me either.
It's the way
I gotta
he
be
said it.
honest. Me
And that
either.
is the end of what I think, basically. Like,
That was literally some bull.
I do want to tell you all, and I just want to let you guys know that next week, upcoming, I'm going to start teaching an Ebonics class.
Oh my God.
Can I sign up?
This is what
I'd like to sign up.
this is what I deal with when I meet up with Pay and go to Ryan Aaron. Like all the time. It's never serious.
I would love
Never
to be the
serious.
first person to sign up. Where do I
Yes.
apply?
It's
Okay, let me tell you now.
Uh-huh.
That ain't the Ebonics. Hold on, I got to get to it.
Okay, we gotta get in character.
No,
Yeah, I don't
this
know.
is
No,
not
no,
a
it's gonna
segment.
be
we
hard.
might
Where I
we
That's it.
might scare
fill it out.
people.
Oh
Where
God.
do I fill it out?
Yeah. All I'm gonna say is fix the shit right and let's move forward. Good-
Well, he can
good-
start by taking down those comments.
Listen. Good goddamn luck. That's all I'm gonna say. Hopefully your platform remains the same. I don't hate them, but I'm just not gonna follow your work. And that's just the end of it for me. Because my thing
Yes, I wish
is,
everyone well.
if you're calling everybody else ignorant, I feel like, and not realizing the ignorance in what you're saying, then there's
That's
nothing
really
that you
happens.
there's nothing that you can teach me. I can go get a coastal rumor for anybody else, including the lemonade stand guy. Is all I'm saying, and that's the
Yay to the
Dippin' Dots.
lemonade
That's all I
stand
got.
Dippin' Dots
guy.
is the
Or the
only
Dippin'
person
Dots
I
guy.
trust, okay?
just saying. No, that's
Man, I
complete
trust
ass.
with any
It's
information.
ass. It's ass. Work on that, sir. Maybe we can talk about it. But till then,
I don't want to talk about it.
I'm sorry I had to hit the unsubscribe button. I'm sorry.
But more so, I guess last thing I'll say is I literally am not. I'm mad. God, that that comment killed me. Jesus Christ.
Oh, get it
You
out.
saying the Ebonics class, but I will say, like, literally, I am just mad how it was handled because, like I said, you can do whatever you want, content, whatever. I'm just mad I had to see comments that the people that do exist just hidden
Absolutely.
in this community
Right.
now.
And you
So-
know what, Wes? What I just thought about, and the thing is, he's saying, "Oh, well, I want to help people in the community, blah 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 blah." But what about the kids that's following him, right? And the parents that allow their YouTube filters or whatever the case may be, allow it to stay open to
I
viewers.
mean,
How do you-
that
how
could
do
go
you
both
explain-
ways, though,
how-
because you could have a
How
parent
How do you
that
Go ahead,
is
my bad.
all for that, right? Agrees completely with what he's saying, or you
That
have the
is
opposite.
true.
That is literally, and that's why I'm saying, like,
That's
you can
true.
have your views on whatever. Just keep it to coasters. Because he could have just said it's a parenting thing, because all this is all parenting. That's all this is.
And
That's all that it leads to. Why did it have to go to race?
And let's get to the bigger thing, sir. You're speaking on this, and you made a complete horse's ass out of yourself, and you weren't there when it happened. Like, are you kidding me? I get that. Oh, well, I'm a parent, and if I had been there, this scenario happened hours later after you left. I get what you're saying, right? But you still weren't there to be able to make these ignorant ass comments that you're making. Like, I would rather hear that from somebody that was still there, somebody that was filming and saw the arrest happening on. Like, you were gone, and then for you to say, "Well, I wasn't there," but it's mainly one demographic of people that's like, come on. Like, please. You can eat a watermelon's ass on that. I'm not. That's crazy to me. God,
Go ahead, Lauren.
I'm over it.
I said I didn't know watermelons even had booties. This is news.
They
to me.
do. They have
I was today years old.
booties with buttons in them. Yeah, they have.
Oh, with buttons. That is.
I have to
Yeah,
pee.
no,
You
I
guys
Watermelon
understand.
booty buttons. Yeah.
But seriously speaking though, you know,
Seriously.
time is very, very tight nowadays, and what you choose to do with your time matters. And I think I have now 13 minutes and 45 seconds more free in the day to not have someone wrongly tell me about what roller coasters are coming.
Oh my God. This is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Somebody please
Okay.
Get control of him. Please.
Next subject.
Now,
Next subject.
I said, that's something, like I said, if I see theme park predictions, I hope to have a good conversation and they get past this, right? A lot of this, I think, is off-season tension. Because this happened last year. There was some, I forgot what happened last year.
Maybe that's what it is.
No, this happened last year. There were people getting in drama last year. No, this happens every single year. It happens every single year. I see people get on drama for the dumbest stuff, right? And like you said, there was no crime committed. This is just comments being made. So, and honestly, if y'all made it this far, thank you. But like, this is literally just passionate speak. And like, this is the most like objective I'm being. Like, he's not a racist. Go enjoy his content if you want. I hope to meet him and hopefully get past all this and there would be an understanding because there is a close, there's a connection now. Whether it starts as acquaintance and something else. And all because of coasters, And that's what I mean, the beauty of we never know who you're going to meet in this hobby and the melting pot of this shit.
Come on now.
So it's like, that's all objectively how I feel at least. Pay, like you said, you lost a subscriber. I'm sorry, theme park predictions, but like, literally, I just hope that everyone can move past this and literally enjoy coasters. Like, keep riding.
Absolutely.
And that's probably also.
And I am going to go out on the limb and say, I mean, regardless of what I said before, but when I met him, it was not that. I'm telling y'all, it was a completely different. It was a cool experience when I met him. But the thing is, if you're not careful with your words, and I'm like, how can somebody, how can you have these friends, right, that you claim that you have, but you say ignorant shit like that? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can you be friends with? That would be the shortest friendship that I would ever have. But
shorts. I need to ask you a question.
Oh, okay. This is your last one, Pay.
This is about to be unserious, right? Go ahead.
Were you speaking ironically?
God, I really wish.
All right.
Okay, give him a pass.
Pay's been worse than me, honestly.
He is troll city. Do you hear me?
Very.
Very much
neck
so.
and neck with Wes.
But Wes, I appreciate you addressing the situation, and I'm glad we got to talk about it. And I feel like, yes, regardless of whatever little rants we had, it still came back to, we hope that it's a different experience if we see him again, or if we see him.
Right, like I said, it's more so the rats under the comments and the community showing its festering self.
Not the rats.
Correct.
Yeah, like the roaches more so, because you think you get rid of them, they don't die. Those bitches survive atomic bombs. Like,
Pay is rubbing off on West, clearly. I see that now.
But no, it's really, because like I said, it's not him. It's the infested motherfuckers underneath that have the thoughts to just immediately go hate. And that's why there were issues with the comments in the first place. But yeah, like, anyone can misspeak. Anyone can misspeak. So.
Absolutely. But
yeah,
I really wish he had recorded his. No, matter of fact, you couldn't proofread what you typed up before you hit post. Reading is fundamental. You call it everybody else ignorant and using ebonics. You should have proofread what you typed up and said. Well, how is that going to be perceived across the board? That's all I'm saying.
Man,
well, when you covering for yourself. Yeah, when you covering for yourself, you ain't thinking about that.
No.
And it's unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, the fact
when you live in a world where for the longest time you didn't have to cover yourself, that would I
need to get Scoob on here so we can talk about white privilege, but yo, he literally posted a whole thing on Twitter about it.
Totally different subject.
That we will not.
But that's what we mean. Is like, that's why there is such a breadcrumb of, you can go down a trilogy if we want. You go down a saga of Black history. Oh my goodness, maybe novels. You put Game of Thrones to shame. Like,
absolutely.
The bullshit and where this leads to, right? That is why it felt a bit ignorant.
Hats off to everybody, but people of color, I'm kind of like, y'all
tonight. Okay. Now, like I said, what's going on with I-305? Because
Iguana 305.
Not
Iguana.
iguana 305.
No, I'm hoping it's
Wait a
that
minute.
so that we can keep. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't stop calling it I-305. Like,
Listen,
Right,
I
like-
agree.
like I've been
305
riding
will
that
always
thing
be- that's
since
my baby.
2010 when it was trying to kill me,
That is,
and then
that is my
until
baby.
now, where it's just the right amount of death that I like.
Not the right.
I'm crying.
I'm trying to understand why we got a blue ninja at the park.
Well, it's not a ninja. It's not ninja anymore.
So so everybody said I've never ridden the I-305 yet, and everybody says that
Oh
this
my
is just
God.
the most intense coaster
Oh,
on the
yes.
planet. Can
Oh,
y'all
yes.
express to me your experiences?
Oh,
So
please,
Lauren,
let's do it. Let's
real,
do
I
it.
can
Let's
do a
get into it.
TLDR. So just close your eyes and go limp, and do that for like 5 seconds. And yeah, that's one of the best elements of all time. Yeah, just be
Oh
prepared.
my God. Listen, I-305, I rode it. Mind you, I mean that's not my home park like it is for West, but I rode it 19 times in 2 days. And when I tell you, I think I got a fair assessment on that ride.
Damn.
That ride is of a different caliber
Mm.
versus anything else that I have been on. Even the RMCs, like it's more intense than any of the RMCs to me.
Mm.
Like it's more intense than
I would
to
expect
me.
it
I'm
to
sorry
be.
for
I want intimate.
Yeah.
I need that intensity.
It is any ride, first of all, that has to literally spray water on the wheels in the station to cool the wheels down. Like, that should tell you alone. And
It's funny because so many people think that they're getting spit on. Like they're going up the lift hill and they're like, "Stop spitting!" And I'm like, I can't. I've explained it too much to where I just don't care anymore. But
you're not getting spit on.
yeah, I'm like, first off, why would someone's spit be that cold? Like, I'd be worried that they're even alive going up the chain lift right now. So
Maybe they
They
was
are-
eating some ice.
No, they are literally drowning. They are literally drowning the wheels.
yeah,
in water,
during the middle of the summer, cause
I'm
like,
talking about the spitting people.
oh no, well, yes,
That's what we're talking about.
but no, like in the beginning of the year, it's barely like it's little spurts. Like it looks like it probably needs prostate checked. But middle of the year when it's heat, oh, that thing is you're in the station walking in and you're getting like your legs are almost drenched before you're about to launch. Like they are spraying them so hard. It kind of feels good though because it's like ooh, the 90-degree humid Virginia heat. I kind of needed this. But
So they got a bidet in the station.
Intimidator has
Take it
bidets. You are absolutely correct. They have bidets. That is like the best
They
equivalent.
should.
That is the best comparison I've ever heard of.
They should. They should. That
For your legs.
yeah, that ride is like anything I've never
Can't wait to
experienced.
experience it. It's gonna be magnificent.
So Wes, with that being your home park, what I want to ask you is, what type of theme and what colors are you hoping for I-305?
So
Mm.
I like what me and Snooks have been talking about, and no one's been saying this. Rarely, I feel like it's only been me and Snooks. But shout out to Extreme Thrills, by the way. You might have seen it. This
Yeah.
man has a huge ass
Snooks.
platform on Facebook and Instagram.
Huge, huge.
But yeah, BP posting stuff, and within a few hours, happy birthday.
Yes.
Snooks.
Isn't he? He's cracking, really cracking in the 30 now. He's actually old. I'm just kidding. I'm messing. Me and
Wait a minute. Hold
me
on.
and Mike have been messing with him because we're still out of our 20s. So
Yeah, y'all are still the babies of the group.
The infants of the group.
Not infants. Toddlers.
The children.
Baby up.
Had them kids
No.
sit on that
but
back
what
there.
we were saying was like, if we said they just cut off Jungle X where Anaconda was, they rethemed Backlot. Like, go ahead, do whatever you want with Backlot. You could tear it out, honestly, that'd be better. But go ahead, retheme
That
Backlot.
is cute.
When you rewrite it, you I'd see. But if you could fit, I can't even fit in that bitch. Oh my god, Premier trains. Premier, please. Like, do I need to go just up the highway? That's all I need to go to see Premier and ask
Listen.
why. Why?
I know. I know.
Like you have Intamin making new shirt. You have Intamin adding their restraints, retrofitting them onto everything. You have B&M with doing on new restraints. Why have you stayed with the same ass? Like no. Basically, you could just make them be cheeks, and I put them on, and that's basically what I'm experiencing. Because
I literally feel like I'm sitting in a bathtub on tracks. Seriously, like a hard ass bathtub.
No, you know those radio flyer wagons that you used to get as a kid? That even for kids are too small? That's what it feels like you're in. Like straight up. It feels the most claustrophobic. I don't understand. And then you get in and all of a sudden you dip. And then all of a sudden your scapula is in pain. You want one of your vertebrae in your back because God forbid they have the hardest plastic.
Yes.
On the backrest.
And I'm always tangled up trying to get out, so I'm falling and almost.
I'm saying I need to be Livy Dunn or who's the other Olympic. I need to be an Olympic acrobatics to get out of that bitch. Like
honestly, that is the truth. When I tell you, I sat in the train for Tigris and my knees were in my mouth. Seriously, and you know I'm tall, so my freaking knees were in my mouth. Tigris was fun, right? That was my first skyrocket, but I'm like, my knees are in my mouth, and I'm like, how am I supposed to enjoy this?
You got knee hair and shit in your teeth, like
seriously. They got to give up the go-kart seats. It's time for us to move on and elevate and innovate and move to something different.
Like the only time I should see those again is if it's a Mario Kart ride. And I am being towed because I'm the smallest fucking cart. All right, like
go-karts. Those, I'm telling you, they are literally go-kart seats.
No, they're like, y'all look up the radio flyer pedaled like wagons. That's basically what it feels like. Like,
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
I used to, and keep in mind, that was my baby from like 6 to maybe 12 years old. Because we were crazy and degenerate, and in our neighborhood, when kids used to still play, and I have not seen kids playing in the neighborhood. That's all I'm gonna say. That is crazy to me. So we used to literally ride down, and we had bikes, we had random 3-wheelers, we had these randoms. We would go down we would go down the biggest hills in our neighborhoods and basically see how fast we the most no helmets, no knee pads.
That's how you feel.
Skin.
I would tell anybody, if you are going to ride a premier ride and if there is a test seat, please get in it. I don't care how small you think.
Well, you might get stuck, and then you might need to get someone to help you out. But
it'll be better to do it in a test seat than on a ride.
You're
slowing down operations. You're slowing down operations at a park that's probably already has slow operations. So let's do it at the test seat and go on from there. Get in the test seat. I don't care how small you think you are, how petite you think your hips are. Get in the test seat for a premier ride, please. Icebreaker, whatever it is. Tigris, it doesn't matter.
And we're saying this as people of all different physiologies, right? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, like apparently I'm a dwarf in this group. Apparently I'm a midget. They're gonna see the Texas two-step otherwise, but
he's a baby.
Which, by the way, Texas two-step, yo. Anyone can come on through.
Days until we are two-stepping 28 days.
So anyone can come through if you are a Texan local, specifically in the San Antonio area. We would love if you were to come through.
April 5th through April 8th.
Say hello at Fiesta. I'm sure we'll have our t-shirts on.
It's the Eclipse weekend.
Now,
oh my God.
Now,
let's get into it.
I will be there the SeaWorld day. I will not be there the Fiesta day, but most of the crew will be there the Fiesta day, so go ahead and meet all of Black Society because, let me tell y'all, they're homies.
Where will you be on the Fiesta day?
Going home, unfortunately.
Oh.
He don't know how to schedule his flight.
No, because it got swapped this time, but I could lie. The last time I fucked up for the BCS meetup last year. But,
oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
But Cedar Point, I'm driving, so that's not gonna be an issue. So yeah.
Okay.
And all the hours will be
Holiday World. You doing Holiday World, right?
Is that a question?
Okay, I just had to make. Wait. Did you secure the Hollywood Nights ticket?
Hey, I am doing a grooving. Oh, what is it? Big groove dance right now. I almost called him his wrong name. Is kind of derogatory. I'm doing a groove. I almost called him the wrong name. Big groove right now in my room.
I know. Look, I know who you talking about.
I'm about to jump out of I'm about to jump out of this window right now. How happy I am.
Put your sombrero on. It'll act as a
No,
parachute.
do not bring the sombrero. The sombrero.
If I bring the sombrero, no. If there was for some reason a
He needs to bring it to
if there was a
No.
Django theme or like a Rango theme for Hollywood Nights, I would definitely bring the sombrero.
This is not like
But
you could've-
Hunger
Don't
Games-
bring it.
Listen.
It'll make some sense.
Hunger Games and sombreros. I don't know. I don't know if they're really.
No, don't bring it because you're gonna need a whole check bag for that thing alone. Don't.
No,
bring
but the thing is, that'll be one of the easier parks to bring to when I travel this year. That's all I'm gonna
I
say.
don't
Yeah.
want.
Because I'm gonna be driving.
I'm gonna take it and throw it in the lake.
Oh, and the thing is, Lake Rudolph is right there, so you would literally throw it in the lake.
Correct.
And the thing is, it would be like a frisbee. Like I would be trying to catch it, and then a good gust of wind will come, and it'll just, it's
It'll,
gone.
it'll probably carry it to Austin, Texas. if you throw that thing in the air, it's gonna keep going.
No, you know that like,
Wes, I hope you're not
So-
tied up in there.
so you know in North Carolina how they have that kind of racist area in the very border of the North Carolina called south of the border.
Never heard of that, but that's it.
No.
Really? So like, yeah, I say it's
Is that
kind of
what Theme
pushing
Park
it.
Predictions is from? I'm just kidding.
No.
You know what?
All right, I hope y'all tune into this cast and know this is a troll cast. There was some serious nature earlier, but that was funny. But no, like in North Carolina, literally there was like at the very bottom of the border. It's like you'll see for like hundreds of miles beforehand. It's like come to the south of the border, and it's like it's straight up like. So, like, it's almost trying as if you're going to Mexico. And it's literally just, like, the south side is just south of North Carolina, like, going into South Carolina. And they have, like, 20-foot statues of men in sombreros. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I go through there to go to Myrtle Beach. That's the reason why I know about it. And that place is just honestly so uncomfortable every time. But why did I even start talking about it? I forgot now.
No idea.
You brought up theme park predictions that made me laugh, and I forgot.
I just say he I'd say.
Oh,
it's
you
that
were
way
telling
he
us
was
about
from.
the racist section of the park.
Well, not the park, but the I think the state line or something.
Bro.
This is probably gonna be cut now because I literally have no reason why I'm talking about this. So, I'm literally talking about just a racist part of North Carolina for no reason, like, or not because it's just funny, but just keep it in. Or when I look back at the editing, I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot, and that's how faded I am at this point.
They're
So-
gonna say, how are you talking about theme park predictions and you ignorant? I'm just kidding.
That's the thing is, we're humans, we're all ignorant. That's why I'm
God.
accepting everyone to learn, and that's why it's okay for people to misspeak. All right?
Don't say anything about West. We will kick your ass, okay? Straight up. That's how you know. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. No,
Or
but
scare them
no.
away with ebonics.
We be jamming.
They're gonna think it's some witchcraft or some shit. Like,
Oh, I did not come on this phone to laugh at y'all tonight. I'm not doing this. Y'all know how I am when I get
hopefully
I'm not
the
doing
audience
it.
is still on their same wavelength. Because Jesus Christ,
I can't.
it's like we just get more and more brazen with these BCS. And I feel like someone's gonna think
We were
it's.
talking
I'm
about
sorry.
305.
So I feel like someone's gonna think like someone
Iguana.
that is not in the know. They're gonna think it's a Bible or something. They're gonna think it's
Oh,
like
Jesus.
some written like book we're talking about, and it's like I hate even like
Oh
trying
my
to
God.
explain it honestly.
I cannot. Shout outs to RC. What's up, RC? What's up, Alex?
Oh, Nick, really, shout out to them, man.
I just wanted to throw that in there.
Shout out
Those
to
are
the
my guys.
shout out to the high rollers.
I like them. I like them. Those are my guys. Yeah, but where's you? Okay, so you never finished. We were talking about I-305.
Oh, the color. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, we didn't
The
went off.
color and the
Oh my.
theme.
I went and
Oh, this
roasted
tangent.
so many. So sci-fi theme. Me and Snooks think it's gonna be that.
Ooh, okay.
Well,
okay.
not really just as a dream. It'd be cool because honestly, it makes sense. Like, you're spending a lot of money already with putting in a B&M wing that's actually somewhat elaborate, probably somewhat themed there. Then you're putting a re-theme for Jungle. Should be the Backlot Stone Coaster. That's theming ain't cheap. This shit ain't free. So like,
So what do you think about the name?
but yeah.
You think that they would use the name Polaris?
It
Been trademarked?
wouldn't surprise me if they use a trademark name, but yeah, to continue, if they keep Flight of Fear, because for me, that'd be kind of disgusting, but if Flight of Fear last year was an anomaly, because Flight of Fear generally is probably the second most unreliable ride in the park, right? Like, you would have people all the time like be like, oh, I never get on Flight of Fear. Like, locals, a lot of the general public locals, they expect to not get on Flight of Fear. So,
that's crazy.
Or a lot of people, like I had a friend myself just recently in 2022. That was the first time he got on Flight of Fear and was able to marathon it. And he is the same age as me. And it's
Wow.
like, so yeah, like, that's why, like, Kings Dominion, when I say, like, they really want reliable rides, they have a history of not having reliable rides. Like, Hypersonic XLC, Volcano, Flight of Fear was a mess forever, right? Like, then they added Intimidator. So,
yeah, you make a good point. So, how many B&Ms does, I'm trying to think, how many, is it just Dominator?
yeah, it's just Dominator. So, if this really is an intense, a more intense hit than Dominator, I'll take it, right? Because Dominator is just out my top 50. It really grew on me. I appreciate it for what it is.
I love Dominator.
But going back to the theme, I think, Jesus Christ, this theme, I just cannot stay straight out. I don't know what it could, I could possibly be like a rocket or something, or like something like that. That'd be kind of cool. So Polaris maybe, but I doubt it's going to be the sci-fi theme. I think it'd be cool if they were to do that. I think it will be, the Jaguar is a safe bet. I would love it for like Iguana Mountain or something, even though it's kind of just to see it's like a big mountain in the back, and so I can keep calling it I-305 because God, calling it something else 305 is just It's almost like I feel bad because it's like how people will say, "Oh no, I'm gonna still call the Redskins," that, and then they're the Commanders now, or Rebel Yell with that like. You gotta adapt, bro. We gotta adapt. We can't be the boomer that doesn't adapt.
Yeah, I agree though. I still feel like it's gonna be some sort like space theme because it would make sense being that Flight of Fear is back there. You know what I'm saying? Like you almost should make it something space themed, and I just feel like it should be black on black like Velocicoaster.
Now, so just to get on this real quick, the only reason I don't think they will go with black is because that thing chews through wheels so fast already. You put black paint on it, oh my god! Like because the thing is, they have evidence from Velocicoaster. There has been rumors that they're even trying to make the paint lighter on Velocicoaster in the future, just because it would help it save it on the trains or the wheels on the trains. So
what does black paint do? So
it radiates so much more heat.
Yeah,
onto the wheels.
And remember that picture I had sent to the thing? That was, what's that? No, that was from Mako. Never mind. I'm all off.
But yeah, darker colors though in general. Yeah, they will produce more heat.
Purple.
Yeah, it's a dark purple.
Gotcha. Yeah, it is like a maroon almost, or like an eggplant.
Yeah.
But what's gonna really stand out in that skyline?
Right, and the thing is I-305 does stand out, but honestly, when you're driving up, you see it, but you don't really see it until you're in the park.
In there,
like
really don't.
The parking lot, like you see it, but it looks almost like a hyper when you're in the parking lot. And then you get in the park and you're like, holy shit. Because the thing is, you walk down to get to it. It's the smallest, like most shallow incline to get down towards.
It is. Oh, Lauren, you gotta get there, man. I'm telling you, you gotta ride it. You gotta ride it.
See how
Big 1 or 305.
Listen.
See how Lightning Rod when she got her BBS.
Oh, it's Snail Rod. That's not a that was a mess. That was a Russian. That was a Russian BL. I don't know what. That was not from Brazil. That was not from Brazil. That chain lift. That chain lift. is a snail now. It's a snail rod.
I
Now,
thought that was
we
like
don't
a
know what it
regular
actually
rod.
looks like. In fact, it got officially announced it will be open for the previews. So we will see then for sure. But,
Well,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
just know that
First test
when I
run, it
found
was
out
slow.
about it,
Oh, it was,
I told myself I needed to
sluggish.
get there and go, and I did. So I'm
Yeah.
doing the same
I'm just
process.
happy you got the rides y'all did when you did. Because those sounded like some of the best
Yes.
L-Rod rides before it closed.
Man.
Yeah,
Like,
and she
I-
was hauling.
Like, I felt
And
like
when
they
I-
just said,
right.
let it go.
Like she had something to prove.
And look, yeah, Wes, when I tell you the rides on Lightning Rod right there when it closed, I can't believe how great that ride was phenomenal.
amazing.
That yes, and you know I'm unbiased. You know I don't care. But when I tell you Lightning Rod Road, like Lauren said, like it had something to prove.
Mhm.
It was smooth. I didn't feel the potholes that were there
The
before.
pacing was there because I've always heard that it has pacing
the
issues.
quad down was amazing. Like
Yeah.
it was great.
And maybe it was because
like,
I was sincerely high.
wait.
Okay, but no one else. But the thing is, Brian, were you high?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, but the thing is, this is the high rollers. So like, so
Yes,
Which is
I
why I
was.
said,
Yes,
like-
I was.
Like, because I mean, I probably have. That was one of the I had never been that high before.
But the
like-
thing is, we didn't ride it first thing when we got in. We rode a lot
No,
of other stuff before we even got to it.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
because it,
what
it was
is-
down.
yeah, you
that-
rode
yeah, it was
Rupert
down
before,
that
and you
Yes,
rode
we rode.
Rupert,
went-
and you
we
rode Mild
It
Eagle.
might,
and-
it might have been like Thunderhead, maybe.
I think we
or
rode
something.
Thunderhead
No.
first.
I think we did because we went to Thunderhead and then we went to the Free Fall, then we went to Mystery Mine. Like we were just going up the path.
So-
I remember riding Lightning Rod first.
I don't remember riding that first.
So-
Yeah, we did.
How was
We
Taco
went
Bell
up
mild
and it
sauce?
was
It
That's-
wasn't open or something. It wasn't open or something when we first got in there. I don't think.
I remember riding Lightning Rod because I was like, why am I so scared to ride this bitch? And I was like, it's because you're high, Lauren. Calm down. Like
I don't know.
I vividly remember that.
I
Now,
thought we actually ended up going the other way.
Now-
Because
it
we
was down.
wanted to ride it first, but I thought they said it wasn't open yet. And
I
then
got
we went the other way
my-
because
I got-
we went
hold
to
up.
Rupert and everything.
Yes,
before.
we did. Because I still have my boarding time card. We rode Lightning Rod at 12:10. Well, right before 12:10. The first thing.
But we was already at the park before then.
Yeah, we got there early.
Yeah, we got there early. Like a pretty. I think because remember, I know
Because
we
we
were
walked.
waiting.
I want
we
to say
were-
we rode Mystery Mine, then we rode Thunderhead, and then we rode Rupert.
I thought Thunderhead was first. Cause I thought because somebody saw
No,
Thunderhead
Rupert is
testing.
Big Bear, just to let everybody.
Yeah, just in case the listeners don't know.
I
But
thought
I-
everybody knew about
I
Rupert.
have on here is Lightning Rod.
But I really feel like we went
And
to
then Big
Thunderhead
Bear
first.
Mountain.
I feel like we did Thunderhead first and maybe Big Bear because we were like we saw Thunderhead already testing or already riding.
Because
And so we
Big
went
Bear,
ahead
we
to
didn't
Thunder.
stand in line for Big Bear.
Right. We did
So we would
not.
have had to get it.
that had to be an early ride. Which,
But even Lightning Rod, we didn't stay. Like
Oh,
we didn't wait. In
I was about
line.
to say because at the same time though, I told y'all to ride it later, Big Bear, because it is much better like midday.
Oh, no. I mean, it was better than the first time I rode it, but it's a family coaster, so it's just
Yeah.
that I'm not gonna
I
trash it.
managed to
but-
stay awake this time.
Yeah, it was better. It was better than I remember, for real. Big Bear was, and the smoothness is impeccable.
Yeah, that was uncanny. Yeah,
Yeah, the smoothness was
it was
great.
butter.
Some of them.
I hate to admit I
used.
used the wedging method on it too, just to keep the airtime, but
You did the what?
we in RC just will always throw in the wedging method, just for people.
What?
Oh, we'll just when you are in person, we will show you. It's train specific, lap bar specific too. Oh no.
So
No. Basically, okay. So basically, you know the picture of Thunderhead, where Snug is like, "Why is your lap bar so far up?" And I'm like, "That's the wedging method, brother."
Okay, so basically, he's getting all the airtime he can get, and he's throwing himself.
No, I can't get out at all. I tried. I can't. I literally cannot. It is the min lock.
It's because of your height, but like Wes.
That's exactly what I explained. This. I'm tall
You
enough
will
to where.
literally have enough room to like curl up and take a nap in the seat. That's how much room you be leaving.
Now, I wish RMC train was that comfortable. And the thing is, I don't wedge on those. I just go for minlock because it's impossible. You're gonna have a scabbed elbow if you try to wedge on an RMC train. That's all I'm saying.
I would never.
But no, you go for minlock, and those restraints,
on them elbows.
those restraints don't staple normally anyway. It's more so like the wedging is to keep the lock that you have, which is not that many, and it's a safe lock. Like it's lock that you feel safe with.
Now see,
It's not an unsafe lock, like it's like a lock that people can get out of. It's you're in the ride still. It's just you want to make sure you keep the room.
This is my thing though, and I feel you on that because for the longest time I used to staple myself as a kid.
I used to do it all the time. My nephew changed actually because of me.
Yeah. And then after that, I was like, "Oh, I see that there's a different element that I can add to myself." And I kept doing that, even as a thicker girl, because you know, like mine doesn't click down as much as everybody else's does. But it got to that point that I was doing that until I rode Still Ill. And after that, and y'all will see, because y'all get to ride it in 28 days or 29 days, or however many days. You're going to see once you get to the second airtime hill as to why I no longer leave that much room.
Oh, Lord.
No, I don't roll.
Well, you saw me on Airy, though. You know I don't care.
That's a different thing.
Okay, yeah.
It's different. Airy is completely different to Still Ill.
Okay,
that
Aries has
back.
better airtime than Still Ill.
It does, but I'm telling you, the reason why y'all see Brian, you'll see because I don't know.
Yeah,
if you read it,
yeah. I would describe it as Still Eel has a paddle. It's almost like a theming of like how it shocks you every time you get back in, but instead of a shock, it slaps you in the ass. That's generally what it feels like. And then if you're really relaxed, for the men out there, it could be kind of painful in your gut afterwards. All I'm saying is you ain't expecting your whole pelvic area to drop like that. It's not comfortable airtime. It's kind of jank. So
man, you know.
Yeah.
You know
well, I'm saying
pelvic area.
I'm saying for
we have whole uteri.
Well, I'm saying that. Look,
that shit's getting toggled and partial hysterectomy all the way.
Okay.
Look, I'm just saying that ours is a little more exposed.
Yes.
In the easier for
front end, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, exactly. So we're landing on. I'm just saying, like, it is.
Yeah.
Have you?
Nah, man.
There have been times where, like,
have you ever had a cramp? Have you ever had
okay, listen, I ain't going about that. You win there. You win. I concede. I'm throwing the white flag. I'm Daffy Duck. You win. I concede.
I'm not coming back on this.
But I'm saying landing on your nuts from airtime is one of the most painful things you can from aggressive airtime.
Now this is what I'm okay, and maybe this is TMI. But if you're sitting down, how would you land?
Okay, but it's airtime. That's what like, you get aggressive airtime. You're leaving your seat.
Have you heard of what goes up must come down?
But when you're edging or whatever.
What?
Whatever.
I am taking a bathroom break. I can't. I am leaving.
I assumed that it was just.
No, don't just sit there. Go with us.
I assumed that it would just come back in your lap or something.
No, it's not there. It's not in the lap.
So like,
it's sit down low,
especially if you're wearing
on the
like
RC.
boxers or briefs or something like that.
Oh God!
Then it would rest in the little pocket, you know.
No, that's not how. No, that's not how any of that works.
Oh well. I'm trying to understand. I'm sorry.
I'm hot. This is crazy.
So,
really so I am totally a Morgan Hyper virgin. So I'm excited to see how this.
Okay.
Okay. You gonna be like,
y'all.
Yes.
I don't want to feel like I'm on a mine train.
Yo, I popped from the front from that. Now, I so literally said I had to pee for like 45 minutes now, but that was dangerous when I heard just edging randomly out of nowhere. I'm sorry, that was so I did have to pee. So that was literally a bathroom break. What are y'all talking about? I have no clue now.
We're talking about the male anatomy.
Yeah, we were talking about how do you land on your balls.
Is this will this be even be able to post that? I mean, granted, shout outs to one of my favorites and to the Buzz Bars, especially because support through all this. They were very supportive throughout all of this, and there was people of color in that community as well. So
awesome.
Yeah, like literally, they talk about some heinous shit on Drunk Riders. All I'm saying. So, man, yeah, I don't know what I missed. I'll have to see. Basically, what I'm saying, what Pay said, what must come up comes down. Physics, I'm gonna even say quantum theory because quantum mechanics, because it's not the same landing every time. It's random every time. So that's what I'm saying. That's why when you never expect it. That's why it's painful. When you expect a pain, it's not as painful. That 1% when you land on them, it is painful.
And see,
You have to make sure that there is not some sort of that there's no burst. Like, oh my god, sometimes it's that bad. All right, on to the next thing. But I'm saying airtime pain like that is so bad. Like I someone has to relate. Like RC can relate with me with that though.
Let me just wait a minute.
Boxers that are supposed
Yeah,
to
but
help.
let me just
Hold
let
up,
me
that
just
was
understand.
in the
See,
discussion. Yeah, I'm sorry, you're a wiping.
See, this the thing though, y'all. See, men go through life trying to find underwear that let us be free.
Look, I got y'all. I will make.
So when you on a roller coaster
I
and you go up and
am
you
crying. My
Some
face
go
is
up,
just
and then when you
moist.
come down, they come down.
It's gonna have the little pocket for everything to rest, right?
A pocket?
Then
Yes. Damn, damn,
you
pistol
need
or nothing.
a pocket.
No,
I'm gonna have to continue this.
God almighty. I'm about to hang up.
I'm just trying to help, okay?
This is not happening.
It doesn't go in a pocket, Lauren.
I thought it was a pocket.
It's not a flip knife.
There's not a little flap like a.
No.
I could have sworn hanging flap.
Look, I'm not trying to be a 1920s Bugs Bunny cartoon with a flap in the back with a button.
It's
Oh,
embedded in.
Oh,
There'll
I
be
can't.
like a little parachute area
what?
for it to land.
Oh my God.
What do you not understand about quantum mechanics?
Baby, a parachute area for what?
For in the thigh
Well, the
area.
penis is in our pockets, apparently.
We are literally landing on our gonads.
It's a front pocket, not a side pocket.
That is why stand-ups are so uncomfortable for us.
Okay, you know what?
Okay, stand-ups are
I
uncomfortable.
was trying to help, okay?
No, the way I need y'all to ride Pipeline so I can get because I don't like it that much, right?
And I don't even have a nut pocket, and I don't want to. Ride.
Look, I don't like it that much, but it's still in my top 80 out of 192.
I had one either.
Look, top 80 out of 192. It's mid. It's mid, but it's all right for a 5-10 minute wait, right?
I can't.
Jesus. A 5 or 10 minutes.
Now there's a lot more people that like it more than me. Maybe out of their top 50 or something like that. Or some people have it in their top 20.
You feel like it's
But
the
that's
best standing
the
coaster?
minority. Wait, what?
Again.
It's the best standing coaster you've ever been on.
Let me look at Georgia Scorcher. Let me see where that is.
Oh God, Georgia Scorcher. I'm sorry, I just had a very bad ride. I did.
Really? Scorcher
Yes.
is okay.
Rashana had me
but
go
I mean-
all the
but
way
I mean-
in the back row.
I feel like any stand-up is is going
I
to
felt
be
like
uncomfortable.
I felt like I was
But-
getting split in half from the
But-
Ruta.
Oh my god.
And when we came on the break run, we had to wait, and you know the operations are shitty as hell. So
Okay.
we're at an incline where we're angled, we're banked. The last row is banked.
Now with
So
me,
I
at least
I'm,
for
all of
Scorcher,
my weight is on the restraint, right? I
And-
can't.
And you
I'm
know,
short.
Lauren, that's steaming though, because we were scorching on there for like a good 7 minutes in Georgia.
I would definitely
It was
say that. I would
It was
definitely.
hot as hell, and I should have took notice because I got on after Wes got on, so he was getting on, and we were waiting to get on, right? And so I just seen the look on his face of like just absolute utter defeat, like why the fuck am I doing this? And I should have taken heed and
and mentally prepared yourself for what was going.
no, I should have got on.
You know, honestly, I'm a little older, so we tend to be a little bit more saggier. So I just learned to put a ball. I just learned to put a testicle on each side of the body.
So
And it
yeah,
works
it's a
out.
lot. It's a lot we have to do to ride these rides, Lauren.
Listen,
Lauren,
It's a lot we have to
do you want to hear where who wants to guess if Pipeline or Georgia Scorcher is higher in my list?
oh Jesus.
Pipeline better be.
So yeah, so where do they rank?
So I was surprised because actually, they go no lower than 75. So I said top 80. Yeah, that's 75. Wherever this is.
What is Pipeline?
And it's Pipeline.
Okay.
Georgia Scorcher is 66.
Oh my.
What? I can't.
So the layout for Georgia Scorcher, when you're on it, once you're like, God, get me out. When you're going to the chain lift and you're like, why am I on this? This sucks. Why am I bouncing? Once you get on the layout, it's quite nice. It's quite a good B&M, and I hate to admit that as a high roller, the B&M, the certified B&M hater, but no shitpost here. That is quite like that was the first wave turn ever on Georgia Scorcher.
Thank you.
Listen,
that is one thing that has been on my mind. I'm like, is that really, did B&M do the wave turn first before? So that means Georgia has 2 wave turns in the park, essentially.
I guess. And honestly, like, I mean, obviously, Twisted Cyclones is better.
Those are the two closest wave terms.
But I will say, like, in general, Georgia Scorcher gives decent amount of floater, like weird airtime, and it makes for unique experience I don't normally feel on a lot of coasters at all. So
It is unique.
because of that, that's where it places. Now, because it takes 5 minutes to leave the station and 7 to 10 minutes to get back into the station.
But you have 10 seconds to find your seat. 10, 9, 3, 2, 1, and you still sitting there for 7 minutes.
Also, Mike brought up me and Mike were talking about stations, and then he actually agreed with me. Can someone bring to me? I know I'm gonna put this on the Instagram. Can someone bring to me a station that they think is actually good? Like that looks aesthetically pleasing and isn't just a basic bitch. Because he actually made me agree with Top Thrill. I thought Top Thrill Dragster honestly had a pretty good one. It's a bit dated now, but it's still nice. But generally speaking,
I feel like Car has a nice looking station.
let me look at it again.
Oh, come on.
But generally speaking, like 99.9% of stations are basic bitches. Like,
what about like Shikra?
Okay, that one, we didn't think of that one last time. That's a good one.
I like Shikra.
I will say that one is a good station, even though some people hate it.
I love the little drawbridges that you wait in line for the queue, like the little drawbridges. It's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Okay,
What's the
Kanaka is pretty basic. I'm not gonna lie.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like it's nice,
Sorry, Snook.
but it's not like pushing any barrier of, like Totatis or something, right? Like it has like LEDs going through. Yeah, it's just like just the look of it. Like when you look at the station, you're like, wow, that is a good looking station.
let's
I
just
mean,
say
it's a
This-
ride that's 17
stations
seconds.
outside,
Not much
stations
to do
outside
but-
of like Universal parks and stuff like that, with like
Exactly.
true theme parks, like regional parks. What is the prettiest station or the most expensive?
Well, I mean, most of them skimp on the station. They might give you a nice queue line.
You know, I'm
but-
gonna say, you know what, guys? I know what it is. It's Emperor. It's San Diego.
Yes, I was gonna say that. That's
Emperor, they don't have a station.
I was joking, Lauren. I was trolling into where is the station?
No,
I was sitting here
Worst
thinking to
thing-
myself, like,
I'm out.
I thought the people just standing there outside in the pure sun waiting
They
for
are
the
in
I
the
thought you said the worst station.
No.
you
I was
said the
joking.
best.
The best one. I know, guys. I know what the best station is. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Oh,
what it
I
is.
thought you said the worst.
No,
Yeah,
that
that's
is. But yeah, if we're
I
talking
don't
about the
even know if
worst,
they have a
obviously
canopy.
yes.
Y'all, you
The
literally, it looks like you're walking on a platform of like, you know how they do construction.
it looks like a catwalk.
So you know what? Okay, I do want to ask the question, and maybe Wes can answer, or either maybe Lauren, because I know y'all have done the West Coast parts and stuff.
Well, I haven't done West
So-
Coast yet, so I can't answer this.
Okay, maybe Lauren can. So what is the reason that is it earthquake stuff? The reason that they don't have stations? Over
Oh,
there? 'Cause,
apparently-
like California's Great America and all of that. SeaWorld, San Diego, they don't have stations. Why?
Six Flags got them.
Yeah, Six Flags does have them.
But I'm
X2
saying,
has
why
a
do the other
station.
parks not
West
have them?
West Coast Racing has
Even
a
Fun
station.
Spot Atlanta has a station.
Isn't
over
it
there.
a
Why do they
NorCal
not
specific
have a
thing?
station?
Isn't it North Carolina, where they don't have a lot of stations like with roofs and
Well,
shit?
no, because I mean, SeaWorld San Diego's in SoCal. So I don't know the actual reasoning behind it. It doesn't make any sense, especially since California is always sunny and hot.
I've always wondered.
I would think that
Yeah,
you
but
would
I
have...
think it's less stuff to fall down on people if it starts shaking.
Okay, you know what? Go home.
What?
Just get
There's
off.
truth in that statement.
There is. If you ain't got
I-
nothing over them, it ain't gonna fall on them.
I don't think that's the reason why, right? I mean that would mean that a lot of parks wouldn't have stations. I'm just
No, but the thing
seriously
about it
curious.
is, cost wise, if you have to build a station that's earthquake proof rather than just a platform sitting beside the station, you would do that.
So that's my question. So that's what I'm saying. Is it because of it, like because they would have to make it earthquake proof, and
I'm not
it
sure,
require
because-
more? You know what I'm saying? I've just always wondered that because I've noticed that parks on the West Coast, some of those parks don't have stations, and I just wanted to know why.
Maybe it's just a SeaWorld thing. I don't know if it's the other parts, are the other parts like that.
I don't know about like Discovery Kingdom and stuff. I know you mentioned Six Flags, which we know, like Magic does, but I know California's Great America and SeaWorld San Diego, especially SeaWorld San Diego, you just burning up in the sun like you on the brake run
Burning up.
in the station. Yeah, so I just thought I'd post it. But none of us know, and that's okay. I
I
didn't know.
I
if
think
somebody
you'll
knew.
never burn up an Emperor Station because who? There's never a line.
Oh my god!
Now,
Okay.
I will say, like, the last comment I have is it really just looks like they just said, we made the beginning concept in Planet
It gets on my
Coaster.
nerves.
We made the beginning concept in Planet Coaster and said, all right, we're opening it. That's it. No theming, no nothing. That's just the station, and that's it. Like,
Oh jeez.
like, when I look at it straight up, it just looks like the most bare bones Planet Coaster project I've ever seen. Like,
That made it. But the layout looks pretty good. Though.
I've
It
heard
looks better than
from a lot of people-
Diabolical to me.
I've heard from a lot of people it is their favorite dive. So, I'm curious,
Favorite dive overall?
Yeah, I've heard a
Yeah.
lot of
What
people
the
say that.
hell?
It's
It don't
most-
have a mid course.
It's the trans. Not only that is the pacing of the ride is just much quicker than a lot of they're very graceful on the dive coasters. A lot. This one is very almost whippy.
And
Almost.
you know what? I literally.
Did you
actually
ride it,
just
Lauren,
saw
or
off-
yeah, you rode it, right?
Which one?
Emperor, the dive coaster. That's what people say.
Bro, get out of here. I can't with people.
Now the thing is,
Fuck outta here.
they're probably. No, I always thought they're probably giving it its grace. Like it's probably doing a little more whip than a dive because it's smaller, but it's probably not fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Let
It's
me
not-
tell you this. After leaving SeaWorld San Diego, I was upset that I drove 2.5 hours
to ride those coasters. If I ever ride those
Oh
coasters
my
again,
God.
it will be because something else has me in San Diego, and I just so happen to say, "Oh, you know what? Let me go to
Get a
SeaWorld San
coaster
Diego."
fix.
So you didn't like Emperor either?
It's not that I didn't like it. I felt like it was cute, but it wasn't anything that I was just like, "Oh my God." And
So you rode
maybe
Dr.
to me,
Diabolical, right?
and no, not yet.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought
But
you
I've
rode
ridden
that.
Valraven. I've ridden Emperor. I
I
didn't
thought
get to
you
do
rode
Secret
another
because it was
smaller.
down both times that I went in 2021.
Damn it,
Sucks.
Shikra.
It absolutely sucks. And then
Love Secret, though. Shout out
Diabolical
to
was
Secret.
still it was set to open a month after I went.
Oh my.
Now, I will say, if we're going to the station thing, I will say, Sheikah, I do like their station a lot. It's cool to me. It's like you're elevated in this almost big bird's nest. And then each row, it's like you're like segment. Like you literally see it's air. Like it's a bunch. Like it's you could honestly fall through and hurt yourself really bad. Like there's nets there, obviously.
Correct.
But, like,
I love it though.
that's
gorgeous.
actually a good station, and that's a good one.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, I saw a lady fall
through and
down.
hurt yourself.
It is.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah,
just
I
saying
saw
in
a lady
comparison
fall
to
in that
like
station
its sister
before.
You
coaster.
saw a lady fall out of the queue line.
She fell on the ride, on the trying to get in the ride.
Oh,
That ain't. That's different.
But she was drunk.
well,
when you're-
you're at Beer Gardens, so. But I will say, comparing it to its sister coaster over in Williamsburg, so much better of a station. Like, like,
oh yeah.
like the thing is, Griffin, the coaster, everything around it looks great. The station though is there. You know, but that goes to my point. Like, they really don't care about stations like that, and I get it. You know, they all the theming and all that stuff. They can do all that before and then just say fuck it, because we need you to get in and out anyway. So we don't want you to be ogling at LEDs and screens and shit.
Yeah. Don't linger. Just get your ass on and get out of here.
Correct. I do have a discrepancy. Like I can't really determine if I like Sheikah or Griffin better, because I actually do like the setting of Griffin better. Right? Like I love how it goes under the bridge and stuff like that, first drop and all that stuff. But Sheikah Station is definitely better, for sure. But I don't know if which ride itself is better.
I need to get a re-ride myself on Sheikah. Because for me, especially when I get in the big boy seat in Griffin, oh my god, the airtime is kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
But Sheikah, I was like, I kind of, literally after the first half, I'm like, I kind of forgot the layout because literally I'm like, what? It just turns. I'm like, this is... I like the splashdown. The splashdown you remember. That part's cool. I think I like that splashdown more than
Did
Griffin's.
you sit in the front right?
I saw it in the middle where the big boy seats.
No, you gotta sit in the front on the right hand side.
Of Sheikah?
Yes.
Now you're talking to someone who goes on Griffin quite a bit too, so I'm like, I know about the
Well,
being
I
over
don't
the
know if
track
they're
and all that
exactly
stuff.
the same, but when you go through that Immelman, when you first drop,
No, both of them were good. Both of them are. It's like almost a carbon copy. Like they were both great verticals.
Except Griffin
Great
just
float.
Well, where is Griffin's second? Is it the same exact placement as the mid course on Sheikah?
I think so. Yes, but after that it goes into another. It goes into a dive loop
inversion. Yeah.
and then it goes into a floater hill, and then into the splash.
That when you have that Immelman and you on Sheikah and you come around, that there's a good near miss with the support structure for the second drop, and it looks like you're gonna just smash right into it face first. If you're in that very front seat to the right, oh my god, it's crazy.
See, for me, like theming and stuff like that doesn't. I'm one of those type like theming doesn't really matter to me. I mean, it's cute, but
it's okay.
I'm about the forces and the G's and especially the pop. Like I want to be shook up. Like I get that, and I get for a lot of like, some people go to like universal parks and stuff like that, but I'm like I'm kind of past that. It's nice. I've done the extremely themed stuff, but it's about the experience for me. Like as far as the ride itself.
I will say, I still hold a testament that like you take out all the theme of a lot, it's not as good because the first half relies on it. The relies on the near misses, the cave structure. That it relies on all of that for you to feel like it's faster.
Sound effects.
It relies on all of that. It really does.
What ride did y'all?
Oh, that's Velocicoaster. So when people say, because some people say you could take Velocicoaster, put it out of the theming, and I'm like, no, you can't. It's the first half will be kind of meh. Like it will still kind of hit, but like the near misses and everything.
It would be just a lot of meandering around, and you would wonder why.
Oh man.
I wouldn't say meander. There's good airtime. This is really good.
I mean, but it makes sense with the layout with all the stuff that's in there. But if the stuff isn't there, it would just seem like you're just going around.
I would say the lateral sections would be not as good because those literally, like, you're next to the Raptor, you see it real quick. RC will grab a bush. C will grab a bush every time because of that section. Like, he'll grab a little leaf.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, like, in general, it depends on the ride. It really does. If it's all out, it can matter. If you add like I said, if they for Pantheon they just added like one little section of like spires with the like that's not gonna add anything to the ride. That's what I'm saying, like, so it depends on how much effort you put in and if you're thinking of the elements with it as well. This is honestly getting to roller coaster design, honestly. For the limits or Planet Coaster people out there, you're probably thinking that, but in general, like, this is what actual engineers think about too when a park is tasked them to give them, a project. So,
yeah.
I
could have put a Pantheon over the thing when you go.
The station could have been a Pantheon itself.
Yeah.
And it would have made so much sense. But they got to throw it in the back of Festa Italia. You can't even see it ever in the park until you're there, and then you're all right. Let me get on it, and you see the sign of terror. Those terrible words of, "Sorry, the ride is not operating for the day." Because of 2-mile-per-hour gusts of winds. No, I hope they get that fixed out this year.
Facing them 5 Roman gods that day.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, so, yeah. What else has been happening in the news here? You talk about 305.
Oh man, Hyperia has finished it.
So y'all, for me, I mean, you're gonna hear more about it probably with BNRC, but that for me really set in a stone that's gonna be a ride people are gonna be talking about for decades, in my opinion.
Hyperia?
In my opinion, the way that the top, they needed to be topped off. It needed to be topped off. Phrasing, but yes, it needed to be topped off for me to get the full vision. But it's gonna be polarizing. But for the people that like it, it's going to be a heavy hitter for them, in my opinion. It's weird. It's wonky.
Is it essentially like a vertical hyper?
Yeah,
Like a what?
I would say it's like almost like a packed hyper. Because it's definitely in one little small plate. Like, it doesn't take up a lot. Because when you think of hypers, you think, well, at least in the sense of the traditional, they're sprawling. Yeah, like they go along. Because even Steel Vengeance, like, it takes up a lot of space. So, yeah, like this being in literally just a plaza.
Literally.
I just think as a design aspect, and it's with the Mack popping up. I'm almost thinking of Voltron too, because like, oh my god, Voltron. That is a ride. I was talking with Oscar about this. That is a ride that could be in people's top 10s for like the next 3 decades. In my opinion, like legit, that shot up to my number 3 bucket list coaster. When I see the POV, it might be my number 1, but
yeah, it looks really good.
It looks like it's right up my alley. It looks like it is. It has inversions. It looks like it has airtime. It looks like it has intent. It has whip. It has theming.
Yeah.
I'm like, it is the full package. Like that full package rides for me is what I'm like. That is reaching the full potential of like just the whole hobby for me. Like, so for me, and then the way that Mack has been marketed too, like perfect Mack product, like just the whole drip. I want to hug that man. If y'all listen to the Coaster and Brews episode, which I highly recommend if you haven't, great talks to them. what Gabby said is perfect. Literally, Michael Mock is such a strong name. That name needs to. They need to sell merch with just his name on. That's what Gabby said, and I agree 100%.
Okay.
But yeah, Michael Mock, we're looking for band members. Jesus Christ. But no, U.S. needs to pull up their big boy pants and stop scratching their ass and put in.
They don't want to spend the money.
No. The thing is, Universal is. So I'm hoping like they look at that and they're like, okay,
Ooh.
we get it.
I would definitely feel. I would definitely say I do feel like Starfall Racers is going to set the precedent for what's to come next in the U.S. Because, like Copperhead Strike is
it was,
good,
it's not your elite.
Right.
And I love it. I'm someone who thinks it's underrated, but it's not your elite mock that like it's not DC Rivals, Hyperion, like these really, because every project you look at them a lot of times, it is so much more unique than Copperhead. Copperhead seemed like it hit a baseline that Carowinds was trying to go for, something they needed, but everything else outside of the States is so eccentric.
Yeah,
I need to get
on. Vekoma to build that for them.
Can't forget about Time Traveler.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, I hate how I feel a little bit less on it because of Plopsaland with Ride of Happiness.
Oh
that's the reason. I hate how I feel that way because we have an elite coaster here in the States that we can go to and ride. But I hear it's a little sister with Ride of Happiness being that much better. Like, basically, Ride of Happiness being the ride for enthusiasts. Like, not saying Time Traveler isn't, but it's almost like it hits that much, like, that intensity. That craziness that enthusiast wants.
Yes.
Yeah, and doing all that stuff, spinning is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm wondering about that, too, because when a lot of people are excited about it because how crazy it is, but I heard from a lot of people that can do crazy rides, the spinning aspect, it ruined Ride of Happiness for them. Like, it didn't have it. Okay, I wouldn't say ruin, but they would have it probably in their top 5, and it's in their top 15 because it actually made them sick, or they couldn't marathon it like a regular or generic, like a traditional coaster where you're sitting down. No spinning or anything.
But I feel like just sitting down, though, just straight on that ride, it doesn't seem like
it needs a spin element.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
When you look at the layout,
Like
it definitely needs.
I mean, it looks. Looking at it, it looks.
It's designed with spinning in mind. Like,
right, it looks pretty modest, not basic, but it looks pretty modest.
And the spinning adds that craziness, that extra. What the fuck?
Absolutely.
And the thing is, I heard it's not as controlled as Time Traveler. That's the main differentiating factor.
Okay. So maybe that's the difference. So I know we've been on a lot of time and stuff, but I wouldn't mind getting into like 2024 or 2025 thoughts. Like what y'all think about the stuff that's coming, or what parts you think may get something in.
Yeah, because ladies and gentlemen, coaster season is basically upon us. Like, we have. Parks are opening up. Like, a lot of them are opening up soon. Some of them are open now. Carowinds is opening this weekend.
Yes.
The park down south. Sorry. Park down south.
Yes.
Don't start.
But, in general, like, Snooks brought it up earlier. It's a lot of family coaches here in the U.S. We'll see how Georgia Surfer will do. The name is but the U.S. can't come up with good names. Like, we're gonna get into that because
they did. Absolutely, I would definitely say that the U.S. failed in the name category. Absolutely.
Lazy.
Honestly, I'm gonna agree with you guys now. I think Cedar Fair is worse though because they've used Striker for over a decade now.
They have Yukon Striker.
No, Gold Striker. Gold Striker in California's Great America.
They have. So you know what? So like even and this is the thing.
That's
like
just 3 in it.
Like with Georgia Surfer,
Gold Striker, Copperhead Strike, Yukon Striker.
Strikes and the Strikers, they are everywhere. You're right.
I get it's different parks, but like it's pretty bland in Six Flags. You know, just throw Batman everywhere. Come on now. Wonder
I
Woman.
mean, it is. I mean, I
They do have 7 Goliaths.
yes, 13.
And one of them is 90 feet tall.
Correct. Like, come on, let's do better. But what I will say though, like, I don't know if you've seen like the area, like the bird's eye view and the POVs and stuff for like the Georgia Surfer. I have a little bit more faith in it than I initially did, only because, and it's so crazy, I cannot remember whose video I saw, but he made a good point. But the guy was like, he said that he felt like the Georgia Surfer would feel kind of like the beginning of Pantheon. Like, you know, of course, you got like the reverse, you know, and then you got the airtime hill in the middle of the lunch and all of that stuff and going up and stuff like that. But with the spinning aspect, he was like, he felt like it would feel like a mixture between Pantheon and like a time traveler because you're spinning. Right. And I feel like if the spinning executes right, it could actually end up being a pretty decent ride. I'm not going to say it's going to be like a top tier anything, but I still feel like it could potentially be, it could be something, you know.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think it's going to be one of those polarizing rides too, because you have people that love Pantheon for the swing launch, and you have people that, like me, were like, it's, the pace it is kind of messed up because of that. Now, that being the whole ride might change my thoughts, obviously, because the reason why I don't like swing launches is because it's like, it's in between, like, you see these elements around Pantheon, you're like, wow, that's great. Let me get to that, please.
Right.
But that being the whole thing of Georgia Surfer, that's a little different because that's the ride, you know. So
yeah,
and you're spinning, so yeah.
And, I mean, you're basically going 60 miles an hour over this little hump. So I mean, it may be, you know, it's so funny because I also saw some comments where it was a guy that was trolling about Georgia Surfer. He was like, "This is what y'all get. Like, this is not gonna be anything." And Intamin actually commented, and they were like trolling, and they were saying, "Okay, you think it's mild?" I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, well, shit.
I mean,
now,
first of all, we got to make sure it's reliable. Number one, but number two, I mean, they talking shit. So I mean, you know, maybe they know how the forces and stuff are gonna be. I hope that is good. I mean, they are really like plopping it in that little plot of land. I don't know. I mean,
I'm excited about this spinning skateboard on straight track.
But a lot of people feel like it may be a sleeper hit though.
Now people,
I have to see because looking at it, it looks pretty basic. It does.
So what was the Over Texas? They added a water ride, right? Like they added they added a turntable to it, the Aquaman.
But I heard it's basic.
Yeah, right. But there are people that are fans of it, and it's a GP magnet. Apparently, the GP love that thing.
Why? You can understand why. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. So I mean, you're in Texas. They're probably. I'm gonna say they're probably thinking that they love it, but they're like relieved that they finally got some cool relief. No, I'm joking. But and then generally, like that ride gets hella lines. So like honestly, good thing for Over Texas, right? Because y'all waited 3 years and added a turntable to it for some reason, not having it in the original plans. But yeah, good thing that it turned out well because that gives me a little bit of hope for. I mean, it's a different manufacturer, but in the sense of if people like that, then hopefully Intamin will add some more juice and make it good for all.
That's what I'm saying. And the spinning aspect may add a little bit more. The only thing that I'm gonna say is, and it's gonna have to prove me wrong because it's totally. It seems like it would feel like either a pendulum ride, either like a disc. And I'm like, I don't want it to feel that way. I mean, I know it's bigger, you know what I'm saying, but I'm like, I don't want it to feel like a mega disco or either like a swinging pendulum ride.
In the bed.
So, I'm optimistic about it. Like some people say they feel like it'll be a sleeper hit. Some people feel like it won't do shit. So
I just hope we
Oh,
don't have
just
to
like Snail Rod,
fight
apparently,
later.
which I guess we can move to that officially now.
Oh God.
Because, I mean, everyone's probably seen the, what I assume was the first, like, probably the second or third, if not the first ever, like, test run of the new chain lift, quote unquote, high speed chain lift.
You gonna share your screen?
Oh, no. It's the same one you all
don't have
saw.
it up.
But
I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, it's slow. That at least the test run that we're talking about, and I know the one that Wes is talking about. It was, from what I saw, they said it was the first test run, which I'm like, they may have not have been testing it at maximum speed, and I really hope that they weren't, because
No, of course not.
it was barely a little faster than Blue Hawk. Like it's very slow.
no, an ECV could have climbed the hill faster.
Get out of here.
An electronic chair, yeah, like, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that Lightning Puff delivers,
Snail Rod.
and for some reason I feel like Iron Menace is gonna be the best out of the smaller dives. I don't know why. I just feel like it is.
Not to see. I mean, I am probably gonna be getting to Doherty Park again, just because of me going to Great Adventure, and it's gonna be along the way. So why not? So we'll see.
Correct.
And plus, I want to get back on Steel Force and actually kind of marathon it because that ride's kind of slaps. So yeah. And apparently they're modifying the control system so it'll run like Mamba.
Oh my God.
And if it does,
I
oh my
hear
lord.
phenomenal shit about Mamba now. They say Mamba is the shit's not eat.
I felt so bad because literally the buzz bars were just like, they liked Steel Force, but we were going back into the station. Night ride, best ride of the night on Steel Force, and it was a takeover of 48 people. Yeah, but we were going back into the station, and the whole like six back rows were Mamba's better.
Oh,
Mamba's better.
No.
Oh, that was so funny.
That's crazy. Yeah, they say Mamba is really good.
I will say Steel Force, that first airtime hill is exceptional. I was out on my seat for maybe 5 seconds.
No way.
Yeah. I was like looking around. I was looking literally at shout outs to Aaron Ride Factory. I was like, what the fuck? And he was like, oh yeah. Hope you're doing well, Ray. Hope you're doing well, Aaron. But yeah, those, I'm telling you, Morgan Hypers are kind of hit more than a B&M Hyper. Just saying.
I definitely really feel like if they turn off some of those trims like how they did for Mamba,
I feel like
you got them a lot more.
Even with Steel Force, like the trims hit a little bit, but like that second half was still fucking good. It was still fucking good. Like it was imagine like a gentle Airy.
Wow.
Like so it was so in that sense, if you've rode Airy, you know that is the complete opposite of gentle at the end for the quad down. But
yeah,
Airy.
but that's what I mean. Like scale it down like half, maybe a little bit less than half.
But
and
but mental note, you know, me and Pay, we definitely caught the slowest ride on air.
No, that was sluggish.
Best. Did you see that video?
Yeah, it looked like someone had almost booby trapped the ride. Like they were.
I'm telling you, I could not believe how slow that quad down felt like pre-lifts hills. Seriously, it felt like the pre-lift in the beginning.
That
and
is
I was
abysmal.
Like, are you serious? And but what was weird though is what is so crazy, because for me, I'm the type of person, what I say about Airy, like when I look at a ride like Airy versus Gwazi, I always say that Gwazi's first half like crushes Airy, but Airy's like 3/4 of Airy, I gotta say I do enjoy better, but because I'm an intensity type of guy, I love positives and stuff. But Airy's first half, when it was slow, was immaculate. I was like, what the hell is going? That first half was crazy. But then the last part was slow as hell. But when it speeds up and it's running normally, I would say the last 3/4 of Airy is really powerful, like the Outer Bank on.
Now, once you, oh man, like I mean, it's hard to pick. For me personally, both those rides, I can't find a weak element. Now, that's for me personally, but I know people will say that they wish the quad down was different, or they say like certain like the first half of Aries is weak. For me, I think both those rides are ace. I mean, they're both in my top. Both rides are my top 3. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't know what I could do better. I mean, I guess I don't know, make Quasi seem crazier at the end, but like I'm already folded, just like in Area. I'm folded in the break run, just like in Wildcat. I'm folded in the break run. I like.
That is the thing. I'm telling Wes. Listen, we have got to make our way up there. Like, I need to get the Kings. I need to get the Hershey.
No, you need to specify, because there's a lot of Midwest listeners that will say think Kings Island. So
listen,
but we will be there though.
I like Kings Island.
We will be there. BCS. What's the date for that actually? What's the date for that?
July 22nd through the 24th, which is my birthday.
Turn up.
And then everyone is there. There is a apparently a raffle for people to get in line to ride with me on Orion. Apparently, so
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Yeah, apparently Mike's first.
Wait.
So what are y'all raffling?
I have to sit next to you.
Yeah, so people want to see my reaction that bad on this. So
I just want to see your arm stretch. You can
No.
sit.
No, you're gonna.
I guarantee you, Brian,
You're gonna put my arms down.
he will not even put his arms up on you.
Okay, maybe the drop. The drop. I heard the drop is still just as good as Fury. What? Oh,
It
For
is.
real.
It is.
Look,
No,
yeah,
it's not.
I've heard that.
It is. The drop is good.
Drop is the shit though. But I heard that everything else is lackluster until the end. But
The only thing that makes you feel good is the fact that the wind is blowing in your face. That don't.
Oh,
Oh
please
my
don't tell
God.
me this is gonna be Millie 2.0. I do not want to. I do not want this
I like
to be Millie
Millie
2.0.
Like Orion. I'm sorry.
Lord, are you serious?
Yes.
You what?
That bitch is so. It's like lame sex. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Lame
Did you ride
sex.
Orion?
I
Did you ride
cannot.
Orion? So what did you think about Orion?
It was probably like
That's-
3 or
that's
4
another
rides in the park that
already.
were better.
See.
3 or 4 rides.
But
And
what
it's a
about the
giga.
drop? How do you feel about
The
the
drop was
What's the
real
drop?
good, but the rest of it was.
It's a ligger. That's a lie.
This.
Now I'm a quote airtime Mike. Didn't say it's a higga.
Ah,
Because that's the. It kind of sounds like, and just like how
If
Apollo's
you would-
Chariot
if you would
is a
rate the
Gype
ride
or is
from
a
1 to a 10,
Miper or
10
whatever.
being the highest, what would you rate it, Pay?
6, 7 maybe.
Exactly.
7 versus.
I would say
okay,
a 6.
okay, so
I'm
what do
sorry.
y'all rank-
You
what
have
do y'all
300
rank
feet of
Fury out of 10?
track.
Hmm.
You have 300
Have
Have
feet.
you now? Wait. Have you ridden Candemonium?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Candemidium.
But if it's anything like Mako, I'm probably not gonna be impressed.
No, the thing is, all I'm saying is, you're gonna think, in my opinion, when you ride Candemonium, you're gonna think Mako is a full hyper after you ride Candemonium.
Yikes.
Like, it's literally,
Mako-
it is 2 airtime hills. It is 2 airtime hills. No, it is an
I
air.
hear it's very-
It is a drop airtime hill. You can the generic overbank, go the turnaround, go
I hear
figure,
it's very, very.
until another camelback, and then the rest of it is for people to ogle at off ride and look at the Hershey fountain while you go around.
Because nothing's happening for you force wise.
I would definitely say that once Skyrush get these new restraints,
Oh, I will let you guys know.
listen, I really feel like that's gonna change the dynamic of that whole, like the 2 hypers as far as which one is better. I really feel like it's gonna
Now,
go that.
A lot of people, the diehard Skyrush fans, right? They are kind of scared. In the sense of,
I don't think
no, they're
I feel
scared
like
in the
it'll be-
sense.
I feel like it'll be even better.
Yeah, they're scared that it's gonna be worse because
It's gonna be popular.
the restraints. Well, that's one thing I was thinking about. I'm like, God damn, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to ride this as much in like 2 years because people are gonna know it's more
People are
comfortable.
gonna be on
But
it. Mhm.
general, that is the main reason why people, like, the diehards love it, is the restraints, because those are very, like, if you have a mint in them, like, it's basically just like a plastic tray, like a thick plastic tray, almost. Like, it is, like, there is not much. Like, laterally, there is nothing holding you in. And apparently the buckets are a little bigger now because to help with the new Intamin, the new gym restraints. So they're worried in that sense. Some of the laterals might be hindered. But I don't know. We won't know until we get on it. You know, at least my thighs will feel better.
It's still the same trains. The only thing is just the restraint system is different.
Now
it should really be just more comfortable, and I feel like it should be better, to be honest.
Now,
instead of you getting crushed.
There were times, like, there were operators that would know to not staple you. There were a lot of operators that do. So they would go and they would give you a decent amount, honestly. It would still touch your legs. They wouldn't not let you leave without it touching your legs, but you're not leaving there where it's literally squeezing the like pus out of your legs. Like, you are, it actually gave you decent room, but after the first drop, it didn't matter. Those restraints went down anyway. Now, you wanted to leave the station like that in the first place because then the rest of the ride is so much more enjoyable because it's not literally you're leaving stapled and then the first drop staples you even more, and the rest of the ride it's like, all right, this is ridiculous. like this. It feels like they are trying to pinch my legs. Like, the circulation is gone. I don't know if it's gonna do that anymore, and that's what I think they're trying to alleviate. Because Velocicoaster restraints will staple you regardless. Like, you'll be leaving with a decent amount of room, and then by the time you're with the second version, they come down. So if I'm thinking the same thing as those, and it's a much more intense coaster with vertical G's, yeah, they're still gonna come down on you, but it's gonna be a comfortable on your thighs instead of they're going to pop.
Not pop, not your thighs popping. Not the thighs are popping. Interesting. Oh man, wow. Well,
everything popping.
How that turns out for them. I think I'm more excited, even though we got the little surfer and stuff, and of course like Great Adventures getting Flash and stuff like that. It'll be definitely nice to see a new Vekoma, but I'm really excited to see what Skyrush is gonna deliver with the new seats, and it was another ride I was gonna mention. Oh, and I'm also excited to see what's gonna happen with I-305.
I'm excited about some good gravy.
Yeah. I get to get on that this year too. Let's go.
Racers.
Oh, man. So I'm at the predicament where I don't know what my 200 is gonna be. It's gonna happen. I just don't know what. And shit. So if I get a little bit at SeaWorld, I should be just 4 to 5 more coasters until I get 200. But the next trip would be Holiday World. So that nothing would be new there. I gotta figure this out. Maybe something at Knoebels, yo. Make Phoenix or Twister my 200.
Never been there either. I gotta get out there. I feel like I've been slacking on these trips, man.
Well, it's a little understandable for you, Lorraine. But
I know. It still stings though. It still stings a little bit.
But
we'll ride for you, sis.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I guess
I appreciate that.
I guess last thing here is talk about before we just wrap up, because it's been these BCS episodes are always a doozy, right? I mean, the whole first segment alone was basically an hour, but Thunder Striker.
We be talking.
My Project 305. I'm going back to the thieves here, but
Thunder
to finish it off. But yeah, like,
you know what?
Thunder Striker.
I'm not saying anything because I'm gonna be disrespectful.
Now I will say, just to put it out there, like I don't like it, but I think they could have done much better. But I get what they were going for because they're retheming that area to Thunder Road. Thunder Road is a big thing for NASCAR in that area. NASCAR is one of the big. It's honestly one of the few bastions left in America in Carolinas. Granted, it's growing again. It is.
But what is thunder striking?
Yeah.
Thunder
Yeah, yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
And the thing is, I think the ride theme isn't even based around NASCAR, so that's why I'm like, this is just bad. It's based around like off-road rallying or something, like not even rallying. It's like almost kind of derby, like off destruction derby rallying kind of. And I'm like, I do not think of a hyper when I think of a destruction derby.
Behemoth or something, and just called it a day.
I mean,
they can't do like Six Flags and name everything the same thing.
Or called it Big Mama.
Now that sounds like a wedding coaster. That's like 150 foot plus. Yeah, Big Mama.
Big Mama.
Big Mama.
That's different.
Yeah, they needed something. I mean, something. They could have did something better than Thunder Striker. That sounds pathetic.
That pisses me off every time I hear it.
And going back to how much they've used Striker in the past decade at this point, like,
The Striker.
yeah, it's could have been done a lot better. Now, and honestly, that's what I'm saying. You know, be looking forward to Iguana 305 or Jungle Cruiser 305 or whatever.
They could have called it Coca-Cola, the big one.
Oh, yeah. You know, I get mad at it. I know Intimidator has its fans, but I get mad at that ride because, like, it looks, when you're in the park, it has a presence, you know, but, like, that is literally, it should just be called Snail or the Slug. Like,
I hate that. If they took the trims off, it would be okay, to be honest. It's just the trims.
That second half is just, they really should just cut off the second half and just go into the break room. Like, I generally am just like, B&M, what are you doing? What are you doing?
And then you turn around and have a mid-course after them, like, 3 trims already. And it's so slow. It's so slow.
I'm just following Coaster 101, and they got a logo of Thunder Striker. The logo is even worse.
You know what? They should never have to refurb those trains. It's so slow. They should never have to refurb them.
Oh Lord, this looks a hot mess.
Yeah, I'm not a big on it at all. I just wish, because like, why can't we get like Hyperias and Voltrons, right?
Yes.
Like, we get like the worst names ever. I'm just so confused. Granted, we got Circuit Breaker. I think that's a cool name, and that's actually being built now. So it's the beginnings of it. So
as long as they don't do anything to 305, you can paint it, you can dress it in clothing, whatever you want to do. I don't mind. Just don't modify it. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Let me get to it.
I put up a tweet about that because there was a lot of people actually just like, I'm really worried about the ride, like the ride changing my number one. And I'm like, yo, they literally said the twist and turn stayed the same, just feel. And I'm like, I get, like, literally what they mean by that is literally, instead of us getting in there and saying, gentlemen, start your engine, it's going to be some lion, or excuse me, some jaguar roaring or something, you know, like, it's going to be a completely different theme, or sci-fi.
Of an iguana.
Right. You're going to hear the the skittering of an iguana. That's disgusting. But yeah, I still didn't even talk about colors. That was a whole hour ago though. But like, shit, I can't really think of colors, man. I don't, because really I got to think of the theme. But all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna be there for the Householder previews in 2 weeks. If I don't see any sort of cranes or even a paint change, I'm gonna be kind of tight because, ladies and gentlemen,
right.
We're not riding that ride till like May or June. So yeah, I'm gonna be stuck over on Candy Apple Grove for basically half of the season. Riding Twisted Timbers.
Not a bad place to be.
Grizzly. Yeah, honestly, it isn't, because Twisted Timbers and Grizzly is there, and then obviously we know Grizzly now is actually it's not walking on 3 legs anymore. So.
Well, that's relief.
But y'all, anything else you want to put out there? Anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Ride roller coasters.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited for Top Thrill too. That's the only other thing I can think about.
Ride
feel-
roller coasters and
I feel like Zamperla may have done it.
Get boxers with pockets.
goodness God.
What?
Yes, yeah. And I forgot what Paige said earlier. We were off pockets.
He
man.
has an ebonics class that will.
Oh, yeah,
be
so-
starting
Yeah.
up
Kicking off Monday, 6:30.
Monday at
6:30
6:30.
p.m.
Yeah, make sure
Y'all be
you
there, be square.
make sure you get the announcements at Pay Loves Coasters. I think at at Coaster_shorts with a
That's
Z.
it, with a Z and not an S.
Will be there, and at GALORE will be there. She's going to be setting everything up for the agenda. So yeah.
There you go.
I will be running the stream, the slides and all that, and doing any explanation
We're gonna
for
ride coasters ebonically.
With it.
Cut the feed. Just cut.
Cut the feed.
But no, for if y'all enjoy it, go ahead and give a follow. If you've made it through the entirety of this, no serious, seriously appreciate y'all, because like I said,
Absolutely.
on both sides, like it is not the most comfortable thing to go through. I mean, you can imagine what we go through every day, but in general, I can imagine, people feeling as if it is their fault. It is not. It is literally just the ignorance of, like I said, the rats earlier. Let it spew because of taking essentially something out of context because of how it was said.
Oh yeah.
So, y'all, I hope you enjoyed the shitpost after, because Jesus Christ, that was some shit was hitting the fan. Like,
Absolutely.
but yo, give us a follow on Instagram on the man at High Rollers DMV, and on Twitter at the High Rollers C. And go ahead and follow me at West Tower C on Twitter and on Instagram. I've been posting them for the off season, but you're gonna see more when it becoming the main season. I still have a lot in the backlog, to be honest, but you'll go ahead and follow me at West Tower Coasters. And yo, stay safe out there. Stay cool out there. You never know who you're gonna meet in this hobby. That's the beauty of it. And last thing I actually want to say, when's the Texas Tuesday? Because that is 48 days away.
28 days from today.
Less than,
So-
yes.
Yeah, we'll be at SeaWorld San Antonio and Six Flags Fiesta.
And ZDT.
Oh my God, I switched back.
Switch back.
So
Switch.
go. Like I said, this community is for everybody. Like, this is literally just the highlights that we exist. We will not be leaving for any sort of bigots or any weird nature of people trying to make us feel uncomfortable. We hope we make the bigots feel uncomfortable, to be honest. So, y'all, we hope to ride with everybody, because I had so much fun last year and the year before. I hope to continue that again in the 2024 and beyond.
Yes.
So, y'all, if you want to make it out, go ahead and hit us on them socials at the Black Society on Instagram and on Facebook. And y'all, stay safe, stay homey. Again, never know who you're gonna meet in this hobby.
Yeah.
And take care, y'all.
Ebonically.
I'm cutting it.
Good night.
Good night, or good morning, or good afternoon.